This is the only one of the Supergiant games that I haven't like tried playing, and it's also, I'm pretty sure, the one that is the most different from the others. I've seen it described as a visual novel with like basketball in it. Not entirely sure how that works, but we'll find out. 'Cause you're up all night watching your own streams over and over, you narcissist. True. That's definitely what I was doing. I wasn't, instead dying over and over in, Nuclear Throne. And drinking tea. Which I did both of. Very, very early into the morning. But, like, not early enough that I should have slept all day. I think I was just sleepy. You know? You ever just be sleepy before? Anyways. I think we're gonna play Pyre now. I'm permanently sleepy? Same, dude. Welcome to Bad Blood Flow Town. I don't want to go there. I'm gonna take a drink of water because my tea's still too hot. And then we're gonna hit campaign mode. About campaign mode, join your fellow exiles in their quest for freedom. There is no game over in the campaign. Your choices and outcomes are part of your story. Oh, good. So our choices matter. Ready to murder some characters on accident and then feel bad about it? Challenge a friend or CPU adversary to local head-to-head showdowns featuring many characters and locales from the campaign. Okay. Alright. We're gonna start this. Oh. Most players starting the campaign for the first time, your adversaries shall fight back against you. Note, you may change this setting at any time. Players seeking a tougher challenge, your adversaries shall do their worst against you. Oh. Give me subtitles. Do reduced? What the heck? What the heck? Do we try heightened? Do we think we're heightened gamers? I'm just gonna leave it on standard. Commence. Interact or press space to start the campaign. What if I do interact and press space? Pretend you're doing Nightwing. Do reduced? What? Yeah, we're on true Nightwing. True Nightwing. Isn't that a Batman character? Shut up, there's story coming. Pyre was on fire. I get it. Wow. Is it waiting for me to do something? Oh. Okay. I was waiting to be expositioned at, and it was just like, please click a button. Your days in the downside brought slow, lonesome agony. Now as you lie yielding to the elements, something rumbles into view. 3 shapes emerge, each clad in strange attire. Oh. A vast purgatory into which the Commonwealth cast its convicts and its enemies. None have been known to return from the Forsaken Land. Wow. Masked woman. Another piece of filth expelled from the Commonwealth. A proud country risen from the ashes of a fallen empire, home to a multitude of ethnic groups, founded on principles of mercy and kinship whose exact meanings evolved through many centuries. Mask something. See, right on schedule. What I tell you. Isn't a mask, that's a goddamn helmet. It's a mask, it's covering their face. You told us we would find someone alive. Someday I said we'd find someone alive. Someday. Just not today, I guess. But don't be glum. You know I see you're frowning underneath that mask. Looks like she's breathing. The masked wanderers presume you are female. Interact to change this. We'll leave it. I'll be female. It seems she still is. Then stand aside. I shall send her to a better place. She's a she? Can you tell? Can you people just tell? Hang on, the markings on her rags. I think she's one of them. But look at her. She's beyond our help and we are beyond hers. Broken, shaking, starving, probably diseased. Yeah, good luck with that there, chum. See you back at the wagon. Bread is a slice of whole wheat, not a crow. Indeed, the day grows dim. You have at best an hour. Understood. I won't be long. After the others leave, the man turns towards you and begins unfastening his mask. Oh. Oh no, he's hot. Hello, my friend. Don't care who you are or what you did. None of that matters anymore. All of us were equals. Nothing's here. Oh no, he's hot. I thought you wrote that after I said that as like a... You were copying me. You are parched and he gives you drink. You ache and he binds your wounds. You hunger and he gives you food. Little by little it helps. There, turns out you're... Oh wait. There, turns out you're tougher than you look. Name's Hedwin. Now come on. He's one of the 3 masked wanderers who found you clinging to life in the downside. Now I'm a bit off time-wise. You fucking said it as soon as I hit enter. You sense no ill intent as he helps you up and leads you to an old black wagon. Nothing like the stately vessels that paraded Commonwealth criminals through Alabaster streets. Oh, okay. Edwin beckons you to enter the black wagon. Ooh. The weather-beaten wagon is as much a mess as inside as out. You see the masked woman and talkative creature taking stock of ancient-looking books. I'm back. And with a guest. She loosens the clasps on her mask. Oh no, she's hot. You may call me Jodariel. Jodariel. Oh no, she's ugly. What the fuck? She's the most imposing of the 3 masked wanderers who found you clinging to life. Jodariel? Jodariel? Jodariel. We'll go with Jodariel. And as for myself, small one struggles with his mask. Jodariel soon assists. Oh no, he's a dog with a mustache. Ow! That is to say, you may regard me by the name Rookie Greentail. Oh, I didn't read his extra text. Such pleasantries out of the way, the hard woman then motions to the others. She glances at you sidelong as she speaks. Can she do it? Hope so. I haven't asked her yet. What? Then what are we waiting for? Hey, sister, nice meeting you and all, but tell me something. You know how to read or what? What the fuck? He's asking if you are a reader, one who can derive meaning from text. Oh, that's what being a reader means. Interesting. Literacy has been prohibited for centuries. Those with knowledge of the old ways violate the law of the land. What the heck? What the heck? Some myriad type shit in here? Admit it, deny it, remain silent. Over time, you manage to learn something of the old ways in spite of the Commonwealth decree. Literacy is a serious crime. No one in her right mind would dare violate the law of the land. Who you are or what you did to earn your sentence is no one's business but your own. I mean, I assume that if we're out here in the wilds, we were sent to our death anyway, so what does it matter if we admit it? I won't fucking admit it. I'm a freaking reader, dude. I love book. You confirm their suspicions. There's no use trying to hide it now. Well then, glory days, because it just so happens my associates and I, we got ourselves some nice material here for someone just like you. 1 million years dungeon. Reader, you still thanks to us. You still live thanks to us. We ask for something modest in exchange. Open one of those books there and tell us what it says. Wait, these guys don't know how to freaking read? They just have a bunch of books? They just cruise around with all these books just looking for someone to read them to them? Shucks. They just want a night, a bedtime story. Sorry to put you on the spot like this, my friend, says Mary had a little lamb, whose fleece was white as snow. The exiles indicate the books in their possession. Have a look. Take a look. It's in the book. Beyond lies the boundless downside. Even if you could run, you could not get far. Colorful robes and ceremonial masks adorn one of the wagon's walls. Can I click things? Ooh. Ooh. Hello? 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 Hungry-looking creatures roost near some sort of attic. There's nothing you can do for them now. Poor guys. Like leads to the wagon centrifuge, judging by the gibbering creatures up there. Me when I'm playing Hearthstone and my opponent is taking forever on their turn. Click everything. Oh yeah. If I click the right things, the map will do something stupid. Intricate sigil, a symbol of some sort, is set in the wagon's floorboards. You cannot sense its purpose. Oh. A figure sits very still in the corner of the wagon. Now is not the time to check on him. Why? If I'm about to read, I should know who that guy is, right? The black wagon's common room must be back there. Well, you do not feel very well. This is a lot bigger of a wagon than it looked like. Alright, I guess this is the one that I should probably read. One of several such heavy, ominous volumes. Exiles you met very interested in them. You pick up one of the old and heavy volumes bound in materials you do not recognize. Okay. Oh no, this is so much words. Oh no. Forward, a formal welcome, undersigned by the 8 scribes. You, dear reader, are an example of the downside, such as we, the 8 who wrote the Book of Rights. That you possess it and have capacity to clean its words, it's testament enough to your potential. Thus we reveal a path from the forsaken place to freedom, a homecoming in glory. The stars themselves shall be your guide. Ere the turning of the year's first solstice, seek nearest longitude beneath the brightest of 8 as their line has shown. Hey, I know how to do that. Give me a clock and tell me where fucking what's it places it's called Ashern is. I'll get you. I'll get you where you need to be. Arrive as a triumvirate clad in the raiments of the rights, reading this book. Oblige the voice that tells you more. Can I click anything? I'm inspecting? Oh. Like I would need to read it from this page instead of the other one. The book describes a complicated method through which exiles can return to the Commonwealth. The words swim through your mind as headwind gets your attention.
Chi sentirne?
Well, Fred, what does it say? But then the vision starts to fade and blur. You feel your body weaken and give out. Oh no. This is the myriad. Stir copied Pyre.
Reader,
Oh,
dare you tamper with forbidden knowledge?
yes.
So soon after your sentence into exile.
Yes.
'Tis true what the book says. You can be free again.
Yes.
Perhaps not you yourself, but someone worthy of the privilege. You witness now the path toward salvation. You witness the rights, the one way to return to glory. Though in your case, I hardly think it possible.
What the heck?
Yet, by the grace of the scribes, it is my duty to inform you anyhow.
Okay. It worked. Oh, this is true.
Oh my.
Yeah, but what now? Where'd the reader go? She should be out there still. For now, we have to put our faith in her. She could abandon us. She won't. You look upon the three of them from beyond as Headwind then calls out to you. Reader, we aim to free ourselves. We will not grow old and die in the downside. And now I swear to you, when we get out of here, you're going to come with us. But first we need your help. Show us the way. Freedom! You focus all your mental faculties to do as Headwind asked. Okay.
A celestial orb falls from the heavens when the time is nigh. Exiles conduct the rites as a triumvirate, for they must prove their trust in one another, not just in themselves. The three must act as one.
Hold shift to sprint. The exile's abilities are shown here. Okay. Skirt. Sprint until stamina depleted. Okay.
Now plunge
Plunge
into the
into
fire with the
opposing
orb and be purified. Yes, the exile Rookie has the way of it. Whoever steps into the flame is banished.
Rookie is banished for now.
His or her cohorts must make do on their own.
Okay.
Oh, but it is not so simple. In the rites you shall face adversaries whose own freedom is at stake. Beware the aura that surrounds them, and they shall beware yours. The aura is your wrongdoing. Accept it as a part of you. Cast your aura like a stone. Correctly done. Again.
Again.
Just so.
You're
A
freaking
glorious
murdered.
performance, I admit. More than I expected from the likes of you. Grasp the orb once more. The orb absorbs the aura, then the orb quenches the flame. Now I say jump.
Press W to leap
Leap
into the
with all
adversary
your
pyre.
strength. Thus sails the orb into the waiting flame.
Okay. Rookie is returned.
Now snuff out the adversary's pyre whilst yours yet burns.
Skirt. Skirt. Oh, you bastard. Ow. I am coming. I am coming. Oh, this guy's a freaking gamer.
Seize the orb! Their Pyre sputters.
Try jumping with W. Oh, they want me to use W. Yo, I'm jumping.
Someone grasp the orb.
Oh, I dunked on him. Oh. I didn't make it in.
Close.
This guy's not a gamer.
The orb engulfed in fire. How comical. All of the Beyonders gone.
Just casually walk it in.
Is
Oh,
complete.
try banishing adversaries with
There,
right click.
dear
Okay,
reader.
never mind.
Now you understand. Or do you?
I don't know if
This
I do.
was but a glimpse of that which lies ahead.
Okay.
I would tell you to turn back, cast down your hope. But all those such as you never listen.
True. True. How's the volume? Is it loud enough? The others are still picking themselves up as you awaken. Well, that was something. That was our way out. So now we just follow the stars, or what? Supposedly. I don't remember my voices for them. Rita, come let us regard the night. Jodario will lead you outside where a clear night sky awaits. Now show. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do voices the whole time. Now show us before the howlers catch our scent. Where shall the rites commence? An ancient ritual competition through which the worthiest exiles regain their freedom. The 8 scribes gave their freedom to so that we may have ours. Prayer from the books of rites. Seek out your destination. Ooh. Moonstag hunter, those born under are ambitious, though also discontented. Star the old cutter, these born under it are wiser than most. Me when I'm born under the old cutter. Star of the first empress, those born under it seek knowledge and new experiences. I assume it's Gaul, the South Star. Ooh. 200 leagues due east, the ridge of Gaul. According to the stars, the next rite shall commence here. Fossil remains of the serpent titan slain by Golathanian yet loom over those living in its shadow. Great, and we're supposed to be there when exactly? Very soon, according to the stars, you shall be able to arrive in time if you make haste. Then we had best get started. Well, this ought to be good for a few laughs at least. What you say, Jody? Most imposing. Jodaria turns to you, studying you. Reader, do not deceive us. Pray we make good use of our remaining time. What she means is glad to have you aboard, sister. We're counting on you, my friend. See you inside. Freedom, the rights are the key. It is a lot to take in. I'm joining them. I have began my quest for freedom. Open parentheses, campaign, close parentheses. You arrive in Downside Prairie, where the road overhead is forked. There is a lack of consensus about which way to proceed. One of the prairie's own verdant regions. It only gets less hospitable as you press further north. Okay. I'm telling you, we ought to take the northern pass. Got an associate hold up in Hollow Route. I've got to pay a visit to besides. The northern route to the Ridge of Gold goes through a small exiled encampment. Every so often, tempests come and scour away the huts and hovels. They always crop back up. Fie on your associate. Best we head to Blooming Pool and avoid attention. The southern route to the Ridge of Gold goes through a humid area pocked with hot springs. Runoff from the sandal folds means no bathing in the springs, so they're just there to mock you. And get stuck in a bog while we're at it? This dispute continues as Headwind listens for a while. What if the Rito settled this? She marks the way, we get us there. They're putting a lot of faith in me. If these rites are meant to test our faith, then we best learn to trust the Rito's instincts on our path. No second guessing her along the way. Can we all live with that for now? Yeah, sure. If necessary. Then it's settled. Just point the way, my friend. The stars guide us through you. You may now choose a route toward your goal at certain junctures. Weigh the options. Southern route to Ridge of Gold goes through a humid area pocked with hot springs. Jodario thinks she can find rare flora here. Ooh. Northern route to the Ridge of Gold goes through a small exile encampment. Rookie knows someone here who owes him. I don't know. Flowers sound cool. Oh shit, did I just say that? Flowers, you're not casually listening, right? You didn't hear that. We might be good. We might be fine. Let's go to Hollow Route. As you pass through the squalid little area, you hear boisterous voices coming from what looks to be a public house. Rookie stumbles forth from it, holding something in his paws. An opportunistic and well-connected Kerr? Still clinging to his once comfortable lifestyle. Kerr feels like a slur. I mean, maybe because it sounds like it. Kerr doesn't feel like a word you could call something. Oh, hey sister, just wrapping up a real important exchange back there. Hang on to this for me, will ya? We'll have to drop it off if we head further north. Clean parcel. Cannot tell what's inside. It's gonna be sold at Slug Market. Types of luxury goods somehow find their way down to the downside. Slug Market? I want to go to Slug Market. The black wagon grinds to a stop at the base of the Ridge of Gold. The others ask you to assist with making preparations for nightfall and the commencement of the rite. Commence the rite. Page revealed. The first exile. A roving makeshift home in the downside. Interact or press C anywhere to check inside. A reasonable likeness of younger Rookie. His mother and uncle. Rookie's status is nearby. No way. Seems to have something on his mind. Uh-oh. I'm sorry, dude. I'm not into dogs. Headwing's cooking tin. What passes for cooking supplies in the downside. Headwind does most of the cooking. Headwind status. Browsing the book. Jody's throw rug. fashioned from a howler's hide, sends their ilk a clear message. Jodario says not to step on it. And her status is also nearby. Creatures such as this must have been bred to push the black wagon along. Silver robes and ceremonial masks adorn one of the wagon's walls. Let's talk to him. Hey sister, appreciate you taking us up through Hollow Root back there. About that, are you certain that Pyre will fetch us an adequate price at the slug market? Surely we could have procured some sort of rare fungus had we gone the other way. Crude trading post found in the downside. Much as I love the idea of procuring raw fungus there, Jody, we said we wouldn't go around second guessing our good sister's decisions, right? Jodario says nothing in response, but soon changes the subject. Night falls soon. Come along, Greentail. We have much left to prepare. That's his last name. The two of them soon go about rummaging through the raiments and the books strewn about the wagon, leaving you to your own devices. Okay. Just gonna trust me like that? In the common room, you review various notes and observations about your fellow exiles and the respective paths towards enlightenment in the rites. Oh, okay. Oh my god. There's so much to this game. Wanders downside in search of a way to regain his freedom and return to his home. Rites powers, casts, throws his aura in a straight line, high jumps to avoid adversaries' auras. Sprint runs much faster for a short time. Races nomad, passes outrider, astral sign is unknown. We don't know anything about why he's here. He is the one who nursed you back from the brink. After finding you in the downside, his genial manner suggests that life in exile has not yet broken his spirit. He wears a bronze clasp identical to that of Jodario, suggesting the two of them may have met before their exile. He has not yet revealed what he did during his sentence. What the heck? Okay. Oh. She is grim, long-time resident of the downside, grown accustomed to surviving there. Throws her aura. Yeah, she has all the same things. She's a demon? Uh-oh. Veteran, and no, we don't know her astral sign. She seems to be responsible for the Black Wagon's security. Her features suggest she has lived in exile for much longer than the others. Her grim outlook and the fact that she still wears the bronze clasp with the Commonwealth blood border suggests a military background, though what she did to earn her sentence you do not know yet. Dog. He is an opportunistic and well-connected cur, still clinging to his once comfortable lifestyle. He has all the same moves. Trafficker. Oh, hold up. Common folk cast from the Commonwealth and stripped of name, home, and title came from all directions toward the Commonwealth, where at least they settled some of them. Dog has walkied. Oh, your dog. He walked your dog. I get it now. I thought you were talking about this dog. This dog. They ensured the high-wing remnants never flew far from the mountain nests. Those who served on the blood border were taught to always watch the skies. Okay. People who survived in exile long enough to be transformed by it in body, if not in spirit. All are welcome here, save demons such as you from the sentencing of Chief Physician Oralek. Everyone served on the Commonwealth's blood border. Those who excelled remained. Clashes with the High-Wing remnants were frequent through the greatest wars, though the greatest wars had passed. Swift, dog-like creatures known for their loyalty, optimism, and appreciation for the simple things. Dealing with contraband for long enough can lead to making many strange acquaintances. Did she shed pant? Ooh, her? I don't think so. Seems you're the most well-connected of the masked wanderers who found you and knows something of the land. He has a rather opportunistic disposition, and his ostentatious clothing suggests a lucrative background in the mercantile business. Even still, you do not yet know for sure what he did to earn his sentence. Okay. Alright, we're gonna take a look. It's in a book. Book of Rights. Oh, we're already there. The first exile, in the words of Gold Golanthanian, the Master General. You know perhaps the three cursed name of the Soliamer, the Emperor of Sar, the first exile, and my liege. Well, I'm gonna make some chicken salad wraps for Din Din today. Nice. This chapter concerns him and those who found him in the downside. Each of us was sent to take his life, such was the hatred for him in and around his country. Yet we found in Salamur a man transformed in body, mind, and spirit, a man deserving of much more than mercy. In time he named us all his scribes, and he became the eighth. It is my greatest honor now to share with you his deeds, to know his story, to know the rights. Wait. Okay. Yes. Commence the rite. As darkness falls, your fellow exiles stand together, clad in the raiments of the rites. The preparations are set. However, everything is still in calm. Soon they grow restless. Keep telling you there's nothing here. What a bunch of idiots we are. If we traveled all this way for nothing, I don't think we did. Look up. Yo. Goal of each race is to extinguish the adversary's pyre using the celestial orb that falls from the sky. Wow.
Frida, the stars align at last. You reach the Ridge of Gaul at the appointed time, and your triumvirate is ready. Your adversaries in the rites this eve shall be the accusers. Whose ever pyre yet burns once the other is extinguished shall step closer to freedom. Now let the rites commence.
Okay. The stars are aligned and your pyre burns bright. Across from your companions appear several others, also clad in raiments. Your adversaries in the rites. Everyone ready? Wait, so. We have a visitor? The one whom she refers to steps forward. At least the Nightwings grace us with their presence. I'm not gonna have enough voices for this. The name of a triumvirate in blue. It seems your fellow exiles have assumed their identity. I see that the reports of your demise has been exaggerated after all. Even I was beginning to think you were gone for good. Nobody moves save for the man robed in gold who unfastens his mask. Oh no, he's hot. Too many voices for too many people yet. I can't keep them all straight. Surprised to see old Lendo again. Trust you remember my face, though you must have assumed never to see it again after last time. He is the apparent leader of the exiled triumvirate you encountered at the Ridge of Gaul. Never had I come so close to freedom, only for you to dash my hopes. Oh. Now I and the accusers shall repay that affront. An exile triumvirate clad in gold. Their leader harbors ill will for something he thinks you did. What the heck? Shoves his mask back on and takes position with his comrades. It is time. From the shadows, you clutch the Book of Rites and focus on the task at hand. You didn't kiss him goodnight. That truly is. Oh no.
Begin.
You're freaking murdered, dude. I'm just out here murking fools. No, don't.
United
Oh.
in banishment. The orb.
Screw. What? I hit W. Uh-oh. All my dudes were murdered. Oh, you freaking dunked on.
Underestimated you. No, you don't.
Why doesn't he jump when I tell him to jump? Don't do it.
The stifled effort.
Oh, okay.
Wherever the night wings go.
We're all dead.
Too bad for that one. Blushes.
You're freaking dunked on.
Plunged into their fire.
Oh, I shall not accept defeat from you again. Hear me, accusers, stand your ground. Let your oils boil in rage.
It seems that you have flustered the accusers.
Yeah, die mad. We have rattled them. They mean to draw us out. Don't we show? We'll just have to run more circles around them. Yeah.
Have you any idea what that Lendl did to deserve his exile? Hmm?
Can I cancel this?
A daring display.
Oh, okay.
Flinging
Okay.
the orb into the flames like that. You elude banishment using such tricks. Sublime.
Oh, these guys suck.
As per the sacred law,
Probably the greatest to ever do it, honestly.
your victory is at hand. And it is done.
You're freaking
You have prevailed.
tired.
Rejoice then in your single fleeting victory.
Thanks.
Guron Salashe.
Your deceit may have earned you a hollow victory, but you know this. The accusers will not forget your weakness. When next we meet, you rule the day. Yeah, okay.
Bask
Punk.
now in the wisdom of the scribes. The exile
Yo, rank 2.
has gained enlightenment.
We have withstood worse
Only the
nights than
enlightened
this. They'll
can
feel
regain
as strange.
their freedom.
Oh. Oh no. Boons of the first exile, boons of the fallen emperor. Enhancing a demon's strength and physical prowess. Enhancing a demon's spirit and sheer force of will. After banishing an adversary, Jodario instantly recovers all her stam. Make Jodario gain this mastery. After using her rush to lunge forward, Jodario can rush again right away. Permanently gains +4 presence, raising the size of her aura. start of a right, Jodariel's Pyre automatically gains plus 35. Any adversaries banished by Jodariel take 30% longer than usual to return. When landing from a jump, Jodariel briefly stuns nearby adversaries, making them drop the orb. 7 seconds after saluting her adversaries, Jodariel deals an additional 10 to the adversary's Pyre. Jodariel can banish adversaries by flinging the orb into them. This one just sounds funny. This seems more practical. This one just seems like you're trolling. This one just actually seems practical. Give me this one. We'll be practical.
Bestows his favor.
How come she's the one that leveled up when I scored with these two the most? Alright. After the rites, the accusers disappear into the darkness. As you return to the wagon in the still night sky, you see a single star burns brighter than the rest, beckoning you onward. During the rites, hold right-click to fling the orb. The longer you charge, the more pyre damage you deal if the orb flies. Oh, okay. Good to know. Well, my friends, what could I say? The rats are real. We're in. To getting out of your club. Next up on the agenda, keep chasing stars until we're free. Until we are free. Until we are free. Yeah, sounds fine. Might as well be us instead of Lando back there. Yeah, fuck Lando. Anyway, guess we better start packing. The others go about their business. Hedwyn turns to you. Uh-oh. Are we gonna sex Hedwyn? Rita, come talk with me. Come walk with me while the stars are still out. You and Hedwyn walk in silence for a time before he speaks up. You have questions. Come, ask away. We need you in this for the long haul. Hedwyn wishes to know if anything is troubling you. Ask why he was exiled. Ask how he got the wagon. Ask why you cannot conduct the rites yourself. Ask what happens if you refuse to help. Do I get to ask all of these, or is it pick one and that's it? I want to ask why he was exiled. Ask Edwin what he did to get sentenced to living in the downside. He maintains eye contact and his smile. Okay. Alright. Okay, Edwin. Good question, my friend. We're going to have a lot of time to discuss that and many other things. Make you a deal. Read the stars for us again, and I'll tell you all about it on the way. You sense he speaks truly as he beckons towards the fading dark above. Alright, so it's ask one question type of thing. Sorry, the first Empress, those born under it seek knowledge and new experiences. Are wiser than most. Bing! Ooh. Okay. Being spooky, but alright. That's a long way north and west. We'll see if this old wagon's fit for it. And he turns to the others. How's it going, rookie? Im's fed. Wheels clean. Status, Jody. No sign of howlers. Everything is secure. Good. Then get some rest. We're headed to the springs of Jomur. At dawn, we're off. According to the stars, the next rite shall soon commence here. The Alpha Chief hoped bathing here would cure his ailments, but it only made him itch. Okay. So, take a bath there, I guess. You find Rookie rummaging in the corner of the black wagon. Hey, sister, know what? it's good having somebody else around besides you too. So come to think of it, there's something I wanted to get your take on, and you had to promise to tell me honestly. Would you say? What I mean is, oh no, he is trying to fuck. Oh no, I don't want to have sex with a dog. He hesitates, trying to find the words. Look, what I'm trying to say is, since something is serious is troubling him. Moves it very close, making sure no one else is in earshot. It's about my mustache. Been getting some conflicting reports about it. Would you say my mustache, that it makes me look a bit, you know, unscrupulous? Just to know if you think his mustache suits him. Say it looks perfectly fine. Say he might be better off without it. Say, you can't tell this man he's got a bad mustache. Look at that thing. Anyone who says that's a bad mustache for him deserves to be thrown into a pyre. It was very handsome, and if anything, it gives him a distinguished sort of look. Something about it makes him appear less trustworthy and perhaps less youthful too. His appearance is not your concern, nor is a drawn-out discussion on personal grooming. Looks perfectly fine. You suggest that Rookie's mustache looks perfectly fine. He grins wide at you. Couldn't agree more, sister. I knew straight away that you're a real judge of character. Anyway, gotta check the wheels again for might. See you around. Bounds off out of the way. Rookie gained +1 hope for the next fight. What the heck? The tribute affects duration of banishment. Okay. Oh, okay. But different people do more damage to it. Have different aura sizes. Oh my gosh. Okay. I think we've checked out all of the things in here. Let's continue our journey. Jomur Valley. Freaking Supergiant, making beautiful games forever. Now you have been to this region of the downside. Rookie knows this mountain pass through to an arid region further north. Climate here in Jomur Valley is hot and uncomfortable. On top of that, exiled curs roam the sand-swept fossil wasteland. Among the 8 scribes, the Alpha Chief Jomur Manymane took a special liking to this region. We have a stowaway. Home? We can go home? She must have latched onto the undercarriage as you crossed the ridge. Her manner is odd, though you sense she means no harm. She must have overheard some of your fellow exiles' conversations. You need but say the word, Hedwin. Well, you can freaking kill this potentially child, maybe? What the heck, Jodario? Oh, come on, you can't be serious, Jody. She's just some kid who managed to climb aboard our wagon undetected, but still. Do it, Jody. What the heck? Jodario approaches the girl and looms over her. Listen to me, girl. We cannot guarantee that we shall get you home or any one of us, but at present we have room for you and adequate provisions. You may accompany us for the time. Alright. Jodario leaves without awaiting response, presumably to make room in the wagon for our new guest. The stowaway is overjoyed at this. Really? You are so kind. You are most kind to someone you just met like me. May the 8 scribes smile upon you all. Claps her hands, bursts into laughter, and performs some sort of dance. Rookie stares at all of this and leans in close to Hedwig. Hey, so what gives first a reading now we're taking? Or along what we go taking every might bit and drive amp we find now too? Easy, Rookie. I think he'd want us to bring this one along. He'd want us to bring this one along? Who's he'd? Oh, Sandalwood? I thought you said he asked we find someone to fit in every type of mask. Near as I can tell, yours would fit her just fine. Current name of some mysterious informant of Hedwyn, Dodariel, and Rookie. Yes, well, we use your best judgment. Besides, if we send her away, she'll go tell anyone she finds about us. Can't risk that right now. So I can come in. It's very hot, and I'm a little thirsty and a little tired too. Yes, you're welcome here with us. One question though, what do we call you? Well, this is embarrassing, I think, but I don't know for sure. It's just back home, they call me lots of names, like for the color of my hair. Grayish? They made fun of you just because you got gray hair? That's it, my name, it rhymes with gray. My name, it's just, they call me lots of names. You sense the girl is struggling to recollect a certain name she felt best suited her. You think that you can help the stowaway girl make peace with her name. How's it going, Chimno? He says her name is May, Kay, Faye, Day, Zay, Shay, Ray. Sorry, sir, I didn't see your stream. It's too busy pulling up fruit trees and repotting them. You're fine. You're fine. You missed the beginning story. So basically, we were exiled out into a wasteland of sorts, and we were picked up by this wagon of, I don't know if they're necessarily miscreants, but a wagon of people, and they asked us to come along with them and read a book that they had, because apparently reading is bad in this universe. And then we are going around and doing things called rites, R-I-T-E-S, and to do those you read a book and go to a spot, and then you play basketball. And that's about as far as we've gotten, I think. There's a dog guy, there's a demon lady, and a regular dude. Ripe, like ripe and ready? No, like right, R-I-T-E. And now there's this girl, who we apparently have to name. I'm gonna call her K. Let's go with K. She does look like she could be a K. She looks like she could be a May, doesn't she? She could definitely be a Fae. Of that, you have no doubt. I suppose that she could be named Day. However, uncommon, maybe. Could probably be a Shay. Could be a Ray, perhaps, as well. There are several other names ending in A, of which you are aware. Fuck it, we ball. Consider more ways for the stowaway to make peace with their name. Restrict dog to human ratio. I need to see, else I might get the wrong idea. What? You have a strict dog to human ratio? There's one, oh no, it's like all dog. He's the only like human part of him is he has a mustache, and he's wearing clothes. We can name her Bay, Gay, Zay, Lay, Jay, Nay, Tay. I'm gonna go with, let's go with Zay. Says that the stowaway girl's name is Zay. Why, that's it. My name is Zay. My name is Zay. She's a young vagabond girl with an odd manner and is an unshakable sense of curiosity. Where I am from, they called me Zay the Zealous. Okay. Well, I guess maybe you don't have to say that part because I didn't really like it. Fellow exiles decide to bring Zay along for now. She almost collapses from exhaustion, so you take her in and show her somewhere she can rest. Zay joined the group. She is tired, but excited. Supergiant do be making some beautiful games. Black Wagon arrives in a somewhat peaceful stretch of Jomur Valley. Your companions wish to hole up here for the night to give Zay and all of you a little time to rest. Let's go into the wagon. Seems to have something on her mind. Do I have to read anything currently? Oh, yeah. See, that's the dog guy. He has a mustache and he wears clothes. That's about it. He dog. And a demon lady. And human man. And dog guy. Alright, let's talk to Zay. Zay seems to be recovering well since you found her. She seems fascinated by everything and everyone in the wagon. Oh, hi, miss. You're the one who knew my name. You guessed it right, you did. Thank you for your hospitality. I've just been eating with the imps and talking to the wagon. What the heck? Talking to the wagon? This wagon, he and I are the same age almost to the very day, but I'm older by 3 weeks, so I'm giving him a hard time. Okay. Little brother, I call him. He's a good wagon, isn't he? He will take us very, very far. My little brother, sure, he pulls out my hair at times, and I don't like it very much, but he is family. I'm happy to be here with my family. I thought that I had lost them all again. I thought that I had lost them all. Oh, but we have stopped now, haven't we? Then I should go outside to dance in case the scribes are watching. Some revere them as gods, believing they bound themselves to exile so that others could live free. Centuries of oral tradition have shaped the history of the 8 scribes into myth and legend. Bye, miss. Okay, bye. When you're in the cabin, you get some fun Hearthstone interactables. So you can, while you wait for your opponent to finally make their move, you can click on everything. Oh yeah, we still haven't talked to this person. The corner bearing some sort of string to me. You sense he lives, but nothing more. Seems inopportune to ask him about it. Okay. Guy's just chilling. It's not time to read yet, apparently. Alright. I guess that's all we stopped for. Your fellow exiles are taking a moment to unwind. Jodario motions for you to join them. Best get used to your new life here, reader. We seldom get much moments of reprieve. Perhaps some further study of that book shall pass the time. You could join me for a little stroll if you're feeling up to it. Always something to be foraged around here. Or you could teach us more of what you know, perhaps. Prepare us for the next rite. In any case, we do what we can to stay busy. Keeps the sense of isolation well at bay. Oh no. Use what time you have. You may choose from several vocations. Ways in which you can make yourself useful during occasional moments of free time. Forage for resources. Search for the surrounding area for valuables to add to your wagon's stash of goods. Own your skills as a reader to grant small global bonuses to your fellow exiles during the rites. Teach your fellow exiles of the old ways to raise their individual rank in the rites more quickly. I got this base on Starfield. I put a dude there and armed up the boundary with turrets and made it completely safe. Do you have to build your own bases and whatnot? My base buddy keeps fighting with the fucking turrets. You don't have to? Oh, that's cool. Just fighting the turrets. Well, you said they have unlimited ammo, right? If you just give him a gun with a bullet in it. He's just practicing. Do you have to rebuild the turrets when he kills them? Turret always wins, though. No, that's his personal Goliath. He's David, and that's his personal Goliath. He's just trying to make his way in the world. I feel like we should do one of these two over this. Although I don't know, do I need it? Doesn't I don't really have a thing to track resources. So I don't know if I'm like running out of food if I don't do this and someone has to die or something. But these just seem like better options. I'm gonna mentor a companion. Having gleaned knowledge from the Book of Rites, you can impart some of its teaching. As each exile's path towards enlightenment is personal, you will have to mentor them one at a time. She already leveled, so we probably don't need to mentor her. What if we mentor Hedwyn? Sure thing, friend. I appreciate the offer. Where to begin? Illustrate to Hedwyn some of the intricacies of the rites, focusing on how all three in a triumvirate can move and act as one mind. You sense he grasps some of the concepts. Okay. That's it? Nice. I think I'm beginning to understand something of all this, my friend. Here's a Hedwyn, a mastery for Hedwyn. Hedwyn gains plus 50% more stamina, letting him jump and sprint more often. Hedwyn and his allies regenerate stamina twice as quickly as usual. That's pretty good. When power casting, Hedwyn's aura travels in a wider, longer line than usual. Hedwyn jumps into airborne adversaries, he banishes them. So Hedwyn douses the adversary's pyre. His pyre recovers fire equal to 50% of damage dealt. Bearing the orb, Hedwyn and his allies move with and past the orb more quickly. Hedwyn and his allies may instantly return banished allies by moving to where they fell. Hedwyn and his allies cause banished adversaries to remain banished for 2 seconds longer than usual. Holy cow. Also had a fun encounter with Bethesda support, reported a bug. Their response is basically just reload an earlier save, zero interest in how it happened, my actual save file, etc. That's cool. That's good of them. They don't need to fix their game. They know people will just be like, that's Bethesda. They got broken games. Oh, we don't care about your save or how much progress you're losing. So I'm noticing a theme between these skill trees. The left one always seems to be more of a goofy trolly one, and this one always seems to be more freaking useful. Like, these aren't bad, but like this just helps everyone on this team, which seems really good. I mean, this is pretty good too. I'm gonna go with this one though. Thank you for the lesson, my friend. It's given me a lot to think about. Like utility versus DPS, kind of. Hers was like super, like trolly. Like, let me see if I can go look at it again. Can I look at your skill trees? Yeah. So like this side was after banishing an adversary, Jodario instantly recovers all stamina, permanently gains 4 presence, raising the size of her aura. At the start of a right, Jodario's pyro automatically gains more fire, and enemy adversaries banished by Jodario take 30% longer to return. And this was just after using her rush to lunge forward, she can rush again, which is pretty good. When landing from a jump, briefly stuns nearby adversaries, making them drop the orb. For 7 seconds after saluting her adversaries, Jodario deals an additional 10 to the pyre, and Jodario can banish adversaries by flinging the orb into them. So it's just goofing on the other team versus like things that are super useful. Alright, let's continue our journey. There wasn't anyone in there that wanted to talk, right? No. Path leading forward west splits off, and once again your fellow exiles turn the choice of where to go over to you. Zay seems enthusiastic for whichever route you choose. Ooh. Glue Hive. The north route across the Jamur Valley passes the remains of the Hive Titan. Zay believes those who travel this path shall be as strong as Goal of the 8 Scribes. The south route across the Jamur Valley is riddled with barren rock and bone. Zay believes those who travel this path shall be as swift as Jamur of the 8 Scribes. Oh, let's be fast. I assume that's gonna add like a passive to the team where we're just faster. Zay is behaving stranger than usual as you traverse the stark badlands of Fall Flat. So yeah. This was the path that Jamur Manymane ran across so many times. Can you not feel his presence? Him and all his friends here in the sand and in the air and all about. 6 of the 8 scribes of the Book of Rites, known as the Brave or the Alpha Chief. The Alpha Chief that united the Curves under a single banner and charted half the known world. First you pay a little heed, though later you observe your fellow exiles seem to have more of a lightness in their step. Perhaps it was the previous day's rest that did everyone good. And has gained +1 quickness for the next rite. Hey! Let's go. En route to the spring of Jamur, you hear all about the roving slug market, which appears to be nearby. Ruki insists you take a look after you settle in. Crude trading posts found in the downside. Commonwealth contraband sometimes finds its way to the downside where it is traded and sold. Slug market. Oh. Hey guys, how's it going, Mr. Greentail? Been a while and all that. Hey Ryan, it's going. Hey, how come you set up shop all the way out here? Isn't this a little out of the way? Oh, well, just to say you guys, you ain't my only customers. You see, Dad and I, we know this business pretty good. We've been around the block and so. As Ron keeps blathering, Ruki signals to you in a furtive way. He's a traveling sales creature and proprietor of the Downside Slug Market. He's the deal, sister. Got an informant. It says there's something here connected to this rights business. See if you can spot it. Should be able to pawn some of our stuff to make the trade. Don't even worry about the Falcon Ron. Traveling sales creature and proprietor. Okay. Oh, your name's Falcon Ron. Yeah. So hey, what you got something for me or what? That point parcel you got there? I could take it off your bars if you want. So the plain parcel for 30, you shall have 40 in total. Short. Hey, you know, I'll take it, Mr. Greentail, though you drive a pretty hard bargain. Now you gotta take something on my hands here or what? Drag Moon Chest. Mooncrest. After being banished by an adversary, the bearer has a chance to return immediately. Carrying the orb, the bearer moves faster than usual. Plunging into the adversary's Pyre, the bearer deals bonus damage. Start to write the bearer's Pyre automatically gain. Falcon Run is pretty dope. I want him to be part of my team. So, what kind of thing you got there, you know, and you got yourself a real good deal from me as well, so thanks. Apparently, barely any of us bozos can get a little edge out that thing. During the rites, I mean, just a question of who gets to try it out. Decide who shall wield it. What was it again? After being banished by an adversary, the bearer has a chance to return immediately. Well, Let's give it to her. And she does the most damage. We can get her in there and just blasting away. She's so slow, though. So freaking slow, dude. Let's actually give it to... We'll give it to the dog. Because he's so fast. And if he dies and we need him to get in there and just blast someone real quick to get the ball off of them, he'll potentially come back quickly and we'll be good. Anyways, Dad, his feet, you know, we've been having some trouble with his feet getting real soaked in or other from all the hoofing around. And so you see, oh my god, I didn't even realize he's riding a dude. Rookie indicates to you that now would be a good time to depart. Okay. I guess I won't be buying any more of your goods. Holy shit, that's expensive. I can't afford any of your goods anyway. See you, Mr. Greentail, and your friend there too. I like her. Seems real nice, you know. Edwin motions for you to join him. While his manner is as easygoing as ever, you sense he is searching for the right words for what he's about to say. You were asked what I did to get thrown in here. Figured I'd tell you, the others know. I was on the Bud border for several years. Northern edge of the Commonwealth is a flat and vulnerable expanse. The high-wing remnants seized upon it at every opportunity from the cover of clouds or darkness. No real wank, but a pretty important job. Whenever the Hoth swooped in, was up to me to raise the alarm. Winged race, also known as the High-Wing Remnants, at war with the Commonwealth. They are as coarse as their feathers. They hold themselves superior. The Archjustice Androbels 9. One day the Hobbs came without warning, no alarm. It was a slaughter. So I heard because I wasn't there. I was with one of them. What the heck? Gee, look, that's a story from another time. The point is, they branded me Edwin the deserter before they sent me here. I didn't want to fight. I abandoned my post, but my friends, they paid dearly for it. I ended up down here. Everyone looks at you as a smile reappears. It's not something I like to talk about, as you could tell, but I know that you've been wandering, and you deserve to know. I made a promise to you earlier when we first met that you'd go free as well, if any of us go free. That promise might not carry that much weight, I guess, coming from a deserter. Anyway, that's all. Thank you for hearing me out. There's not much good here in the downside, but at least the past is behind us. He's there to consider your words, his words. Oster's bio updated Hedwin. Nice. Oh, there's not new reading? Oh wait, is this different? I think this is different. Did I read this one already? It was him and those who found him in the downside. Each of us was sent to take his life. It was the hatred for him in and around the country. Yet we found in Solemn Murray, a man transformed in by. Oh yeah, I did. Okay. Alright. We go outside. We commence the rite. As you complete preparations for the rites to commence, you notice Zay approaching. You notice too that she is wearing your companion's raiments. We can go home? Zay, I thought I made myself quite clear that you are not to touch those rocks. Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Jodai. I just thought that maybe you were being funny at the time. Unbelievable. Hey, something's happening in the sky. I think we're up. Wait, do I not get Hedwin? Is it gonna be Zay playing instead? During the rites, avoid the auras of your adversaries and banish them with your own. You lose your aura when you grasp the orb.
Reader, what brings you to the spring of Jomir? Why, it must have been the stars. Although it seems that your triumvirate now numbers 4 exiles, not the expected 3. The rules of the rites were not created for you to besmirch. Prepare now to confront.
Are you reading, nerd? What the heck?
They still honor the traditions of the scribes, and surely have been longing for this chance. But first, you have a choice to make.
Skyrim bright once more as your next adversaries in the rites approach. What the heck? Our apparent leader is a bent old cur who regards you with a formal bow. At his side is an intense young man. I hail you, exiles of the Night Wings, and I am grateful that you chose to grace us with your presence once again. I am called Dalbert Oldheart, and this is my son now. That's your son? What? Why is this heavenly voice so clearly fucking narcissistically evil? I hate it. Why not? He's an honorable old cur bent on upholding the sacred traditions of the rites with his son. I would try is the dutiful foster son, guys. He's a foster son. He didn't. Okay. I was very protective of him above all else. We need not greet them, father. You're adopted, loser. We shall face you in the field this night, and may the victor's pyre burn eternal. But first, we offer you a token of good faith and show of appreciation that the Nightwings have returned. Dalbert approaches you with something in his paw. You sense his motives are sincere as he hands you a small talisman. Ooh. Grants the bearer +2 quickness. Wow, what a nice guy. You know what? Maybe we let them win. That girl was very, very kind, and his son, he was so caring, wasn't he? Do crit damage? When can we start? I want to help you beat them. We need 3 of us exactly to conduct a rite, but we've got 4 now besides the reader. This ought to be your call. Someone has to stand aside this time. I volunteer. No volunteer, jump. It ought to be the reader's call, remember? Very well, reader. Who shall it be?
Who shall strive for freedom?
Well, these 2 aren't leveled. We definitely take you because you have the thing. Rookie. Don't have to tell me twice, sister. We'll bring you since you are new and aren't leveled. Can I look at your stats? Oh, I can see their stats too. Huh. I'm not gonna be able to use any of that. Maybe we bully his son to death. To death, you say? Banishing an adversary, Jodariel instantly recovers all her stam. What if we do... We'll take you so that you can... No talisman equipped. Equipping Zay with a talisman from your cargo will make her stronger and... Shut up, old man. Grants the bearer +2 quickness. Hold up. Alright. Her and the dog kind of cover the same... Can I look at dog stats real quick? I want to look at dog stats. Alright, we'll take you. Jodariel, as you will. I want to take her along to get her leveled a little bit more. She's a young vagabond girl with not manner and unshakable sense of curiosity. She appears to be a vagabond who has wandered low downside for some time and has somehow managed to get by. Her simple and sincere demeanor suggests she likely shunned the Commonwealth and you would have been considered a savage by the standards there. She seems unusually interested in the legends of the Eight Scribes. Much size for the deficiencies or differences even prior to their sentencing, also called the Moon Touch. They proved overly resistant to the principles of lawful society. The Commonwealth never did know how to handle those who did not fit nearly into this mold. It is said those born under a wild moon oft led a charmed and troubled lifestyle. Okay. What is hope? Oh, that's how long it takes for them to respawn. I'm gonna take her. Jay. Oh, me. Thank you for believing in me, because I think the scribes do too.
The choice is cast.
Hey, I'll have other chances. I think you did the right thing. Even though you just invested in me in the last area where we sat down and practiced things together and you made me be better, but that's okay. Like the insane looking child? Flowers, you are an insane looking child. My wings, I trust you are well prepared for these old eyes yet see the rites. Shall be commencing momentarily. Are you quite ready too, my son? I hope so, Father. Here, now, let me show you. Fucking piece of shit, kid.
Begin.
Freaking blasted.
The night wings are first to
I'm gonna say the dog, come on, bread. Ow.
An opportunity.
Oh no. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! How did they just...
Neither triumvirate is closer than the other.
Oh, they killed my dog.
Jay plunged into the fire.
Look forth, my son, the waters of journey. Many men bring blessings up to this eve. Perhaps our chance has come at last. We need more blessings to prevail against them, Father. Please keep fighting. Oh, collect moon drops. I'm collecting the moon drop.
Stars themselves. But shall it be enough for Dalbert and his faithful son? Now to the flame.
Oh. No.
To wake you up.
Swapping to the other characters is weird.
Merely a glancing blow. There.
Skrrr.
Brilliantly done.
Like moody but simultaneously too cool for emotion vibes the voice has. Yeah. Fucking all fine, Father. We've got to fight these guys. Come on. Skrrr. Oh! You freaking
Magnificent.
choked on during her flinging an orb. She go pop, but couldn't read
The
it.
rite is nearly ended.
Oh, I thought I could jump over him.
Another banishment.
I don't have any friends. I don't have anyone alive. Oh wait, I do. Skirt. See you, loser. How's it going, Uddy? Welcome in.
And it is done. The Night Wings prevailed.
Murdered them.
It was a glorious performance, I must say. Perhaps you shan't be quite so fortunate next time.
The heck? Like, I guess we won? Indeed. I wonder what will happen to the fate. They seemed so nice, didn't they? Exiles of the Nightwing, the dawn is yours, and may you earn your freedom. But Father, the dawn might have been ours. We failed, and I have failed you. Please don't put me back in the foster home, Father. Gosh. Nonsense. We are the fate. We do what is ordained and nothing else. Now let us go, my son, for I am weary once again.
There is much to learn from this experience.
Wait, did Hedwin get experience even though he didn't play? See that, chums? Old rookie Greentail's got some bite in him yet. Hey. Rookie can jump a second time while ooh, double jumping? Sprinting Rookie accelerates faster than usual to an even faster top speed. After he is banished by an adversary, Rookie has a 50% chance to return in only 1 second. Rookie can jump a second or third time while airborne. Okay. Deals an additional 5 when plunging into the adversary's Pyre. Rookie casts his aura plus 50% faster than usual. When Rookie banishes adversaries by casting his aura, Blast can banish nearby. Ooh. Plunging into the adversary's Pyre, Rookie soon returns rather than remaining banished. That seems really good.
A blessing from the Alpha Chief himself.
The Alpha Chief. The DARPA Chief.
Until the stars align.
Hello, excuse me. I mean, would you excuse me for a moment, do you think? You're one of them. What do you want? Father needs me. Oh, I'm sorry. I think that I forgot what I was going to say. I'm so embarrassed. What's the matter with you? It is against the rights for us to even speak like this. I did not know that. I don't think no one said anything like that to me. But then all this is very new to me, and so I thought maybe you cannot be serious. Yes, I mean I like to laugh. I like to laugh a lot. And you? How about you? This is a Nightwing's trick. Father told me not to speak with any of you, but I have to go. Wait, Summer, wait, I think that was your name. Was that even your name? No, wait. Romance? Flowers, they're children. Unrequited love. Oh, the music guy left. As you return to the wagon, after thwarting the fate, you notice Jodario tensed up and frowned. Where'd he go? Oh, wait. The sleeping guy? The minstrel. He's gone. You see, it is true. There is no trace of the lone minstrel who had been lying in the corner of the wagon all this time. You join the others in search for him outside. Your fellow exiles have revealed nothing to you of the lone minstrel or how they found him. They sense their concern as they scour the vicinity for them. Sad, insane child. Well, you worry about the minstrel, my friend. You worry about the stars. Wherever they guide us, we're going. Gaze upon the stars once more. Seek your destination. Oh. Star of the Wooded Watcher. Those born under it are mysterious and alluring. Star of the Broken Warrior. Those born under it are steadfast or narrow-minded. Star of the Great Oarsman. Those born under it are cool, calm, and collected. Where's the one we gotta go to? Huh. Is it this one? No, that's the one we... Oh. No, this is the one we were just at. Oh, probably this one. Midnight star burns bright o'er the standing stones at the edge of flagging hands. Oh, spooky. Everyone, we're heading back east all the way across the valley. Towards the cairn of Halbden. According to the stars, the next rite shall soon commence. Here, the accursed imp, here falled the mighty bone titan. Shaq's 6 shoulders. Man's had 6 shoulders? That's right, we have to risk it. What if the Mistral guy doesn't turn up by then? I can't find his voice anymore. We shall find him on this night or another. They continue searching for some time, however the minstrel is nowhere to be found. I'm missing. Bundle 6, Zay insists on hanging in the rafters. She believes it brings good fortune. Zay's status is looking for something. So why does narcissistic, whiny voice god want you all to play reverse capture the flag? I don't know, man. That's how we're getting out of this mess that we're in. We're getting out of the wasteland area by playing rights. After having overcome the fate in a decisive victory last night, you find Hedwyn off on his own. You sense he wants to talk about your decision to exclude him from conducting the rite. I guess we'll have some tough choices to make before all this is over, my friend. Just been thinking about that. Sambusi would make you do that. Sambusi would make everyone race buses. I'm glad you let the others go instead of me doing the right. I mean that all the more since we succeeded. I don't know what's more intense, participating in the right or just watching from the sidelines. Anyway, thank you for checking in. I'm off to go make sure we're ready to move. He departs to check on things outside. You sense that he has no misgivings about what transpired and is more concerned at present about the missing minstrel. I like Hedwyn. He's a pretty cool guy. Alright. I think we're good to journey onward. Still no signs of the lone minstrel, although Jodario tracks potential signs of movement east the same way you are headed. You consider where to search for him. Fun dog fact, they are dog. True. Real and true. We went to Fall Flat last time, so we could go to Glue Hive. South route across the Jomir Valley is riddled with barren rock and bone. Jodario believes the missing minstrel must have taken the same route you took earlier. The north route across the Jodario Valley passes the remains of the Hive Titan. Hedwyn thinks the missing minstrel could have taken the route opposite to the one you took. It did say Jodario was tracking movement this way. So I'm inclined to go the way that she said. But we went this way the first time. So it'd be nice to check out a different way, right? I think we go Fall Flat though. We can't miss out on the minstrel guy, right? As you make your way through the desolate sprawl of Fall Flat, all there is to show for the missing minstrel is a deeper scowl on Jodario's face. Last, I felt certain that he would have taken our same route to the spring of Jomir. It's alright, Jody. He could have gone anywhere. Likely there was nothing to be found either way. We should keep moving. You pick up bits and pieces of the minstrel's significance to your fellow exiles. He was there when they first discovered the Black Wagon, but they speak little more of it for now. Stop making the scary demon lady angry. I went the way that she wanted to go. I'm not making her angry. Stop the wagon. Wait, how come? Because of her. They're coming for us. We have to be ready. We have to. Does she mean what I think she means? I believe so. Follow exiles scramble to prepare the wagon for whatever it is out there. Once you help them settle in, perhaps you can learn more of their source of concern. to chat with. Nothing new and fun to learn about. Alright. We prepare for the night then. Like how your voice for Demon Lady is so dainty when it in game it's deep and reverberating. They're coming for us.
No seré culpa.
The scribes, I know they do. What's he talking about? What's going on? Owlers. Lots of them. What are we gonna do?
No seré culpa.
The scribes. Calm yourselves, we shall give them reason to fear us as well. We'll use the remnants in the books. Indeed, one of us can draw them out under the Ree's watch. It shall be just like one of our rights. Edwin turns to you. It seems we need all help in this, my friend. We just need a volunteer to go with you. I'll do it, Miss, please. You have to let me and the scribes will protect me. I know they will. So Dario exchanges looks with Hedwyn. Each of them nods to you as if to signal their approval. Okay. Thank you, crazy child. Oh, we saw the beats, they're here. Oh, my, the scribes are here. Enough the howlers. Ooh. Boy, it sure would be nice to be able to see what I'm aiming at. Oh, I got a power cast. Oh no. Release W and flashing to power jump. Oh, never mind. Oh, I think there's many more. Oh, here they come, here they come. Oh my god. No. No. What? Is it over there at least? It is, I think. Oh, those poor wretched beasts. Just then Zay spots something creeping towards her. Ooh. Ooh. Rawr. Howling subsides as your fellow exiles scramble out to check on Zay. Like moths drawn to magic flame? Maybe, I don't know. You find her in one piece along with an unfamiliar little face. Is that an owl? Is that a flower stream title? Is what a flower stream title? Scree! Isn't he the best? Can we keep it? Scree-hoo! Or, no, that's the imp making this. Scree-hoo! Slowly influencing bread. Well, what did I even make the title? Visual novel with basketball? What do you mean? That's just the thing that people say about this game. How is that a flower stream title? That's a depth of experience in this creature, at least judging by drive-in standards. In fact, you feel a connection to him. If you concentrate, perhaps you can derive some meaning from his calls and screeches. Squeaky. The drive imp seems both excited and frustrated by something. Oh. Interesting. Would have made the title Magical Space Jam. It's a pretty good title. Drive imp seems satisfied at having gotten through to you, and you explain to your companion a little you have learned of him so far. No one argues against letting the creature come along. Inside the wagon, the other drive imps stare at him with something like reverence. Welcome in on board. Let's talk to the drive imp. See, the little imp has made himself at home. He rushes right up to you. Seems very pleased to be in the wagon. He indicates he was able to find you thanks to the swarm of howlers. The heck? He has no love of howlers, and they know not to mess with them either. Okay. Plans to set up a nest that should ward off any further troubles from them. Looks forward to the road ahead with everyone and believes it shall be worth it. Seems to be saying he is happy to be back where he belongs, and he urges you to keep going. Bounds off towards his brethren settled in the wagon's rafters. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go hit the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. Flowers. Also, isn't Space Jam already Magical Space Jam? You know? Lick sand? Flowers, I think you should lick sand. Arid southern pass toward the ominous cairn of Halba. New and friend seems insistent that you take this path bearing east. Edwin orders the wagon to a halt somewhere in the stark badlands of Jomur Valley. There's someone on the road. Be careful, everyone. Figure watching the black wagon from afar approaches, arms spread wide, although a hat and cloak conceal the figure's features. Then the imp rushes out towards whoever it is. He was very riled up at the sight of whoever is approaching, though in an almost joyous way.
Avvistare.
Oh. Tizo, it's good to see you. And you found the others even faster than expected. I think that's the same voice as the dog. Oh, Tito, it's good to see you. You found the others even faster than expected. We'll go with that one, sure. The imp called Tizo appears very pleased. The lone minstrel turns towards the rest of you. Oh, we have not met, but I know who you are, or who you must be. I returned as promptly as I could.
Para ti es difícil?
Have you walked with the scribes themselves? Because I think maybe you have. Hello, indeed. You had us worried there when you took off. I should knock him back into his slumber. I did not aim to cause you such concern, as soon as I awakened, I had to notify my client that the night winds have returned. Your client? My client, Sandalwood. He is your point of contact, as I understand. You did not find his wagon by mistake. So what now? You continue down the path. That is why I'm here. When we meet my client, he shall explain. For now, you have a job to do. I assure you that I shall not interfere. But I mean to accompany you. Would that be alright? Edwin and others exchange looks. Welcome back, minstrel. You got a name? I'm sometimes called Tarek. It is a pleasure to meet you, Nightwings. Appears to be a traveling musician, yet seems to be connected to the rites. One minstrel returns to the Black Wagon with your fellow exiles. Alright. Cairn of Haub is a foreboding sight. It is here. The next rite is soon to commence. Reader, if you have a moment, once we are settled on these grounds, I wish to speak with you in the wagon at your leisure. Wait, does the slug market just follow? Hey guys, fancy running into you this side of the stairs, so what can I do for you? Oh, Ryan, how'd you make it all this way ahead of us? Hey, come on now, Mr. Greentie, okay? You just give up all my business secrets, am I right? Well, I came to though, seeing as you've been such a good customer and all, just provide for you a sample of a little something you might like. Here, check this out. Seeing as you bought the Mooncrash stinger for me last time, why, I'm just thinking you could use this. And I got more if you want. Pinch of Stardust. Wow. Thanks, Ron. Raises the rank of certain talismans. Ooh. Interact with Ron to quiet him down? Why would I ever want to quiet him down? Listen to this beautiful man's voice. Banishing an adversary, the bearer gains +1 dollar reduce up to this many times per right. Ooh. Imagine quieting him down. I could never. Give me this. Do you only have one of these? I'll take another one, sure. I know you're going to like that stuff, guys. It's pretty woo, know what I mean? If you want some more now, I know just the individual and his dad who can get it. Catch my meaning, yeah? Just stop on by some other time. Alright, Ron. I'll stop on by some other time. What was this one? After banishing an adversary, the bearer. Yeah. Here, you take that. Oh, I can do it 11 times now. Wow. Okay, cool. Let's talk to Minstrel Man. The lone minstrel seems to have situated himself in the wagon. He is very still, not unlike when he was sleeping. Reader, I shall keep this brief, as you surely have a right you must conduct. You have read something of the Book of Rites, which means you may know something of my nature. On the contrary, you know not what he means, and he soon senses this. Forgive me, for I spoke too soon. Suffice it, I have served the Night Wings for some time. Conduct the rites with glory, and you shall achieve what you seek. One minstrel nods farewell to you and steps away. Alright. One minstrel Tarek's musical instrument with which he chronicles great deeds through song. His white lute chronicle the journey of the Nightwings through song. Using it, you may hear glimpses of your past experiences across the downside. Give me the downside ballad. Ooh, Chivo popped. Let's go. Love Chivos. Oh wait, this does change every time. Oh my god. I assumed each rite was gonna be its own like thing, but apparently not. Wait, does it change? Yeah, it does. I knew it was a fool's errand, but my liege, he would not listen. He insisted to pursue a certain treasure, a celestial orb freshly fallen from the heavens to the reaches of the downside. He would be a living legend if only he could grasp it. I whispered in his ear that Kelmer, rope collar, his elder and most trusted aide, would that I slew that man himself. It was a simple and yet brilliant ruse to draw the Emperor Father still from his responsibilities and towards his greed. Thus did the Emperor begin an expedition into the Forsaken Lands. He insisted that he go himself. Oh, yeah. Alright. I don't think there's anything in here that we gotta do. Shall we commence the rite? You and your fellow exiles gather around the sacred site known as the Cairn of Haub, anticipating the hour that the rites are to commence again. All is quiet for a time, and then... Oh, shit. From out of nowhere, it charges in a gangly cur. He stops short and gives you a mighty sneer. Psst. This Barker Ashpaw is a real piece of work, just don't make eye contact. He's a troublemaking cur who thrills in the defeat of the triumvirats who stand against him. Oi, well, would you look at this lot? Even got one of our own consorting with the two-leggers. You're a disgrace there, mate, you realize? Good to see you, Barker. You looking well. I didn't know you knew about the rites. Oh, I know about a lot of things, my friend. For instance, I know you're going to be very, very sad after we wipe the floor with you here. Don't know those back you scratched to earn yourself a spot in the high and mighty Night Wings there, but I want to make sure all you regret it, because why not? Sounds good. Kurt Barker laughs away as his pack stumbles after him. You hear them howling and cackling as the stars above begin to glow.
Welcome, dear reader, to the splendors of the accursed Cairn of Haub. You shall find the downside grows less pleasant from this point. But first, there's a tradition to uphold. This time you stand against the dissidents. Even now they hunger to defeat you. Perhaps not simply to regain their freedom, but to deny you yours.
Stars shining down upon you, the pack of curs you stand against this night continue hooting and howling. Oi, come on, you lot, let's boil some blood! Enruki pulls you aside. Look, sister, I don't know how to say this, but I can't go against these guys. Just trust me on this one, okay? As he means it, you make a mental note to ask about his history with Barker whenever time permits. It's alright, Rookie, we could take care of him. Begging your pardon, but if you need another to stand at your side this night, I have some here whom I would recommend. Do not be coy with this minstrel. Don the robes if you intend to stand with us. Oh, I did not mean myself. The rights are not for me. I was instead referring to this little one. The imp? Creature wearing tiny raiments appears as the lone minstrel's side. Tizo seems to be volunteering to take on your adversaries, the dissidents. Absurd, this imp knows the rights. He knows a great deal. So long as the Nightwings stand together, we shall be at their side. Though you need not take my word for it. Tizo, my adversaries seem to be preoccupied. Perhaps you might quickly show off our comrades what you can do. Little imp appears at you. You sense his connection to the rights as he awaits your guidance. Huh. Oh. Scrahy. Seems excited to demonstrate some of his favorite tricks. Rita, influencing Tizo may take some getting used to. He is inviting you to try.
Another joins your
Flutter
ranks,
until stamina depleted.
and a mere imp. Although, no, it cannot be. Then we shall see what comes of this new partnership
Okay.
of yours.
To implode. Tizo soon returns after imploding. Press T to proceed. Well done as ever, Tizo. Squawk. He's happy to lend his support during the rites if you could use his help. Well then, Rita, who shall conduct the rites in the name of the Nightwings?
Who shall conduct the rites?
Alright, well, we got this, so we should probably use Headwind so we can get some of that money. That freaking money, dude. Can I take this off? Oh, hang on, never mind. Lol. So I will just go blasting fools then. Tizo. Can't bring dog with us. Should probably bring her so she can get a level or something.
J.
Oh wait, hang on. Oh no, let me take her back so I can put a thing on her. Let's do quickness. I'll take this. Go, Dariel. The scribes watch over us or even help us if we need it. Time's up, you swill. Come on, boys, let's get 'em.
Now begin. The
can
Nightwings
dunk
are
on.
the first to strike.
That's a big hit, dude.
There. An unimpressive thrust, but
Excuse
true.
you? Unimpressive.
Flung with considerable precision.
Frag out on two of them so I can get some money.
Yes.
Alright, you lot. No more fussing around, right? My boys, me proper angry now. There is this game full of your ex-lover's quotes, unimpressive thrusts. Yeah. You got me. The fuck? These dogs be going a little nutty.
Careful now. Your adversary Barker there seems rather fired up.
You guys are really just gonna let me score this?
Whatever shall you do against so fierce a foe?
Oh no. Oh, okay,
Leave
okay.
yourselves wide open.
I did a little scooting. Oh shit. Get fragged. Oh, okay.
Ooh,
Oh!
the orb is loose, I say.
Killed. I got no one. Probably shouldn't kill off your team and then try to do that. Oh, you bastard.
From this place.
Alright, alright.
Burning flame to ash.
This Rocket League tactics. Guess you could call it that. Oh shit, I just killed myself.
And it is done.
The
The
freaking dunked on.
Nightwings prevail yet again. They proved superior to their adversaries. Thus end this night's proceedings.
Is this the main game or a mini game? So the main game of this, it's essentially like a visual novel sort of, and this is like that's like part of the main game of it. Is those are the rights that we're doing so that we can get out of the wasteland area we're in. It's a weird concept for a game, but it's pretty neat. I'm enjoying it. He's always excited to have prevailed in his first right with your group. Fred playing those visual novel games, yeah, it's one of those ones. Oh, well, I thought did we just win? Did we beat him? Well, I'll be heaping ball young. I just can't believe you shot. He just showed us what for like that. To be fair, I played the visual novel pirate game on stream. Was it hot? My boys and I will have to take you just a tad more serious next time. Don't you just be sure to tell old rookie Greentail that yours truly remembers everything you hear. By the way, what happened to your Spanish telenovela? Not heard it in a while? That's true. We've been missing out on it.
do tend to teach something of trust.
I like that people that didn't play also get experience too,
Something's
so
awakened
that
in the moon-touched girl.
if someone's not playing, that I don't feel like they just get left behind. The scribes, they whisper to me, they do from time to time. Brief charge up time before Zay jumps or sprints is virtually eliminated. Zay jumps and power jumps farther than usual. While sprinting, Zay slows nearby adversaries. If Zay is banished while jumping, she shall instantly return at the origin. Oh! Brief charge up time before Zay can cast her aura is greatly reduced. Brings the orb faster and farther than usual. Saluting her adversaries, Zay automatically leaps towards the orb if no one has it. Grasping the orb, Zay sprints and jumps without using stamina. Oh, I didn't even know you could slow. I think we're gonna go with this one.
A devious trick from the rope collar. Enlightenment seldom avails itself to simple imps.
I didn't play. Does that mean I get XP as well? Yeah, and flowers also, of course. I played Sailing Era, which, like this game, has visual novel elements. Sid Meier's Pirates with some visual novels. Feel solemn respect for the rights in all their myriad complexities. When fluttering or zipping, Tizo moves much faster than usual. After casting his implodability, Tizo returns much faster than usual. Implodability can banish adversaries in a much wider area. Gains an additional 10 when dousing the adversary's pyre. Tizo drops a moon sign. Allies can instantly transport 2 from their pyre. If banished, Tizo automatically casts his implodability if he does not possess the orb. Saluting his adversaries, Tizo turns into a fast-moving howler or back. Banished, Tizo drops an improved moon sign that boosts allies. Yeah, give me this.
'Tis the influence of the imp scribe.
I don't feel invincible like I did in Sid Meier's, though. I keep sinking my warships. Good.
Until the next
Splendid. How is your guidance of the Nightwings, Rita? Your fellows are fortunate to have found one such as you. May you find the freedom that you seek. After vanishing the dissidents rather soundly, you return to the wagon to recover from the night's ordeal and figure out how to best proceed. You all right, rookie? Thanks so, chum. I just need a little time. Didn't count on Barker being caught up in all this. You don't owe him your conscience. You'll sort things out with him. You always do. I do not wish to interrupt, but the dark of night is waning. Ada, would you join us outside, please? You find Jodariel and the lone minstrel gazing into the sky above the valley, which is beginning to grow pale. You seek now your destination. Millith the Bogstar. The Bogstar turns bright over a fetid cavern in flagging hands. I'll remaster the game and I will decimate my stream to it dedicate my stream to it for a good long while. Just as I feared, we are to press further north, beneath the valley into flagging hands. The skies are watching us. They will protect us wherever we should go. Had you been to flagging hands, you would not say such things. The scribes have surely turned their backs on that place. If I may, the bleakness of flagging hands shall wear upon you to be sure. I urge for you to take what rest you can, for you shall need your strength upon the road ahead. Fellow exiles agree to turn in for the remainder of the night. At dawn, you will have to press deeper into the downside. What's this? Tizo's nest. Various scraps and things laced around together with bits of ribbon and fabric, topped with a plush fish. I know how to read. Oh my god, there's so much music. Let's listen to Dirty Deal. Or not. You can tell something is troubling Rookie, though he seems relieved to see you. Hey, your sister, listen, I got to level with you real quick. You remember Baka, don't you? Not exactly easy to forget, though. Believe you me, I try. Well, he's got me by the scruff. I've been down here a little while, as you can see by now, but Darka's, he's been here longer. He's made quite the name down here. As for me, I needed help, you understand. I had a certain standard to uphold, so I figured he would be the one to ask. And Rookie hesitates. Then his familiar grin returns. So what if I owe him though, right, sister? I got people back on the other side. Just between us, we're loaded. I mean, rich. Scratch Rookie behind the ear. I can't get behind his ear. I can just get on his head. No problem with Barker. Soon it's gonna take care of itself. Just as soon as my people send the money through. So I'm telling you right here now that don't you even worry about it. I'm sure everything on that front is going to end up real tidy real soon. As scampers off before you can respond, it seems Rookie is a debt of some sort. What is on the line exactly? You are unsure. Okay. Okay. continue our journey. Come dawn, you find Hedwig and Jodario assessing the current situation with the minstrel. Are you most certain? The dancing minigame was easy as soon as you learned the subtle prompts? Oh, you're still talking about pirates. I was like, what dancing minigame? Aye, madam, I make no claim. The journey shall be pleasant, but it is necessary. Hedwig motions you to you as they continue talking. Seems we'll have some work to do once we arrive in Flagging Hands. Let's get going soon as you're ready. Sooner we get there, sooner we could leave. Away! Oh. It looks like it's stinky out here. Nothing going on in here. Okay. Let's consider how to proceed. The Flagging Hands region proves as dismal as Jodario indicated. The air is thick and foul. How far to the pit of the Millith? According to the stars, the next rite shall soon commence here. A fetid den in which the witch Millith sealed the physical form of Islach, Astralborn, all the way across the marshlands on the coast. Reader, would you join me in the wagon for a moment? We have matters to discuss. Jodario and Hedwig exchange looks, then she turns to you. Go see what he wants. I'd blow Sea of Queefs out of... Oh, it'd blow Sea of Queefs out of the water. What the heck? Sea of Queefs? Maybe queefing in that game? Thank you for your time, reader. I have something for you on behalf of my client. Before you is an artifact called the Beyonder Crystal, an ancient artifact connected to the rites. Should the reader manage in your eyes, present the crystal only then message to the lone minstrel. Reserve a shimmering crystal of some sort beside the Book of Rites. As you have surmised, this triumvirate you are to confront during the rites shall stop at nothing to prevail against you. They have prepared for this for quite some time. The Beyonder Crystal may help ensure that you are well prepared in turn. It is a resource now at your disposal to be used at your discretion. Gaze upon it, and you shall see what I mean. So you may use the Beyonder Crystal. It is calling you. Take a closer look. Take a look. It's in a crystal. The Beyonder Crystal seeks Ruki. Look upon the shimmering surface of the Beyonder Crystal. Some of your senses fail. They retain a hold over your consciousness. Oh, hello. An apparition appears before you, clad in the raiments of the rites, but incorporeal. Basically tried that with a naval action, and it had moderate success. You are not a total idiot. Use this for the class of her mask. Oh no, she's hot. So the night wings have returned. Oh, but where are my manners? Oh, I guess she's a... No, she's still like a phantom. You must be their lovely reader. Please call me Sandra. She is a wraith, spelled for eternity within the Beyonder Crystal and bound to serve the rites. We met briefly before when you first beheld the book, when you were stuck inside of it. I was among the phantoms, your companions banished there, no doubt stroking their egos. You listened well enough to that damned voice. Now I suggest you listen well to me. Whatever in the book, it calls to you during the rites and reminds you of your exile. I am bound in servitude towards you, along with any idiots whose freedom happens to be intertwined with yours. I know the rites better than anyone. I too can whip you into shape if you but takes advantages of my services. First, I offer scribe trials to those of yours. If they can pass, it shall be worth their while and yours. Time to series of special challenges. Custom talent for each of your fellow exiles. Secondly, my Beyonders and I avail ourselves for a practice right. You should be so inclined. Spectral Triumvirate, banished for eternity, and trapped within the rites. No strings trained competitions between your fellow exiles and Sandra's Beyonders. Or you could always come and chat and briefly free me from my eternity of boredom. You invoke Sandra from the Beyonder Crystal. What do you wish to do? Let's do a scribe trial. Indeed, it looks as though one of those failures of yours is ready for a lesson in pain. I mean, it said it wanted to see Ruki, so I guess we'll do Ruki. You asked Sandra to administer one of her special trials for Ruki. What? The loudmouth cur? Well, I suppose that he is ready, technically, though I have a litany of reservations about him. But let us bring him forth. Now there's PvE stuff. A good long while, there were only PvP, and it was pay to win. What are you guys talking about? What game are you guys talking about? Huh? Soon Ruki appears in Hate of the Summons. Oh, sister, why are you looking at me like that? Carriers such as Ruki Greentail, exceptionally quick and nimble in the rights. Should okay. Alright, what's the big deal? Big idea. Just some kind of trick you're playing, sister. The apparition Sandra then appears and unfastens her mask. Shut your snout and listen well, cur. Your answer me to me here. I can read, boy. Your mouth runs quicker than those stubby little paws. You have yet to learn if you have any intent to prevail in the rights. Let us see how you fare without the benefit of your trusted comrades. Save for your lovely reader. Oh, I guess it's you or me then, huh, sister? Wherever you are. Oh. What? Excuse me? Why did that first one not hit? Okay. I'll rip Bozo, I guess. Oh. I didn't realize that these were in the way. Oh, you bastard. You bastard. Can you not stand there? That's cheating. That's cheating. That's freaking cheating. Oh, you bastard. I didn't get that in. Excuse me? Okay. Okay. Anyways, back to Starfield. What game were you guys talking about? Why won't anyone tell me? That's how we do it, right, sister? It is, and you acknowledge likewise that you did not do it on your own, despite having to face my demon friends all by yourself. You passed my task, Kurt. Congratulations are in order, both to you and your lovely reader. Now, farewell. Naval action? Oh, it's just called naval action? Dude, I read naval action is free, I believe, and just assumed that it was like part of a game that you could like play for free and wasn't the name of the game, because that's just a dumb name for a game. No, I read it. It just didn't seem like the name of a game. It just seemed like a thing you did in the game. Sandra kind of gives me the shakes, know what I mean, sister? Hey, what's that you got? Oh. After rookies cast his aura, it lingers longer than usual. Ah. You have a thing right now? Why does it only work with him? Only usable by a rookie. Okay. Okay. Oh wait, it would be smart to give. Oh wait, no, we have you having that so that you can blow our people up. All right. Okay. Was there more for us to talk about, perhaps? I do appreciate the effort to make small talk with me, reader. Anything to break from the monotony of staring at the void within this place. Not that I could see if I tried. I can read. I freaking know. Look, I've been reading for the past 2.5 hours. You can't say I don't know how to read. She laughs at this, or maybe at herself. Certainly I could make talk with my fellow Beyonders trapped here as they are with me. You might expect that we all would keep each other company. Oh, we already need Brett uses TTS? Yeah, you're right. I've been quickly typing all this in as I go. There's just one problem there, however. We are all sick of one another. That's again. Perhaps not at her joke, but instead at her predicament. I do exaggerate to some extent, but there is a certain truth in this. We have been stuck together long enough that we have grown more distant rather than more close. But I had best not wear out my welcome with the likes of you, as I have long since done with all the others here. So carry on for now, and if those fools with whom you travel learn something, come bring them forth to me, and I shall see to it that they learn more. Alright, I don't want to do a practice right with you, unless, does it give me anything? I don't think it gives me anything, so she can freaking go die in a hole. I'll jump back in the naval action since it's been a few years. I'll go give it a push and shove and see if it holds up. I'm going to push and shove you and see if you hold up. How's that freaking sound? Find everyone is feeling rather miserable. Good. You sense just being in flagging hands eats away at one spirit. Only the Tizo seems unaffected. Flash meat cries. Good. Cry. Oh. One hope. Sag. A momentary turn. There are several courses we may take through flagging hands. If you chose to prolong your stay, it might be worth your while. However, your companion's spirit shall likely suffer more. Oh. Cold mode. North route through flagging hands crosses a mass grave. Oh, nice. Says that you can get a valuable item if you take a job here. Middle route through flagging hand cuts straight to the pit of Nilith. Edwin suggests taking this route will reduce your companion's loss of hope. Crosses diseased and wilted plants. The minstrel says you can improve a talisman if you take a job here. Get a valuable item. You know what? Let's freaking go to Cold Moat. Me feels edgy and wants to drive through a grave. Look at all those cool skulls. North through Flagging Hands is dismal beyond reckoning. There's little talk among your group, yet you sense despair encroaching. Only Tiso seems unaffected. Most of your fellow exiles lost -1 hope for the next right. That's fine. I'm going to suffer alongside them. Later, you accompany the lone minstrel in pursuit of his task here. Speak not directly to the living shade, and be true to your heart when responding to its inquiries. Make no attempt to look in the eye. The lone minstrel offers these and other words of advice as you approach the burial mounds of Cold Moat, where many exiles of the downside see their final days. Ooh. A glimmer of shade appears before you as you stand surrounded by the dead. You barely see it, and it does not speak, but you feel it, thoughts piercing your heart and mind. According to the shade, the book that you possess may lay some of the fallen here to rest. Shade leaves you to your work. You turn through the book, locating passages concerning freedom of the spirit. Recite such words as seems best fit to each of the fallen you see. It is draining work. Shade resurfaces after a while. It leads you to a hollowed stump, then fades away. Wow. Oh, it's just worth money. Money! By the time you reach the pit of Millith, everyone besides the imp, Tizo seems to be feeling even worse than before. You sense their desire to leave this place as soon as possible. Nice! That's, what is that, -3 hope for everyone? Very cool. Should be fine. Page revealed, the Emperor's collapse. I'm gonna collapse. Yeah. Oh, hey you guys, you know this place? A lot of folks, but not a lot of customers. You know what I mean? So ever look around. Oh, I'm gonna. Grants the bearer +2 presence. It's weird that they would put this here after everyone's lost all their hope. Here, buy my mushroom. Give me this. White toys. I don't know if I really want these. I guess this isn't that expensive. Maybe we just take the Faith Stone because everyone's just upset. Let's do it. Oh, the guy toys. Alright. Appreciate you doing business, and you guys be sure to tell your friends, okay? I like him. He's a good guy. What do you want? You sensed Jodario's steel gaze well before you turned to her. Rita, rummaging about this wagon once again. Tell me something now that you are here. Look at me. Are you afraid of me? Consider the question. You have never before met someone like her, but do know something of what happens to those who remain in the downside for many years. Joy wishes to know if you fear her. Let's admit that she can be a bit intense. Tell her in a careful way that you have done your best thus far to not cross paths with her and wish to stay in her good graces. And then also that you wish for her to step on you. Indeed, it is comforting to know that my mere presence instils fear. One day perhaps you too shall grow your some horns if you survive this place. That day shall put the fear you feel in some perspective. Now then, I shall go make my rounds. She walks away. You feel the floor of the wagon shake with her step. She lost more hope? Oh. My team is in shambles. It was not long before the empire began to crumble. With my liege gone, his own country quickly turned upon itself. I must admit that this collapse had started long before the Emperor's disappearance. His decision to give chase after a myth but hastened the inevitable. All the while the rope collar stood by, awaiting such a time as he could rule in my liege's stead. He would be our people's savior. His first charge was to organize a search for the missing Solium Myrrh. Warriors, pathfinders, and scholars heard the call and prepared to seek him out. Okay. Good. Let him. Commence the rite. As you make preparations for the coming rite, you wonder if the stars above will even be visible through the dense fog hanging over the pit of Millith. Then, Tizo seems to be very concerned by something in the vicinity. Of course, Tizo probably doesn't want to play in this one because Tizo's the only one that didn't lose hope. Olymp disappears in a hurry. Oh, yes, Tizo, he is so frightened. He was not frightened. He was issuing a warning. Silence, everyone take cover. Jodario makes quick note of several hiding places among the nearby crags and rotted husks. You wait, something about the place dampens your senses. All you feel is a creeping dread. Then, from the shadows, a writhing shape slips forward. It's walking from draped in rags. That is a crag? Thanks. The shape stops. Slowly, its head turns from one of you to the next, each in turn. Alright, hang on. I guess I should just copy the sound of the voice that it made. Wise of you to hide yourself from us, little night wings. Ye trespass on the resting place of the astral born. We shall see when the stars muster the courage to illuminate this place. I'm gonna freaking need a week off after this. My voice is gonna be shot. The creature vanishes into the dark. After a time, your companions reconvene. That was a bog grown. Serpentine creatures native to the Commonwealth's southern bogs, widely feared. Though formerly part of the Commonwealth, the bog crones tend to keep to themselves. Red tries to shit, but talk at the same time. Indeed, that was which Odmilte of the Withdrawn. Ancient witch with an unhealthy obsession for Islach, astral-born monstrosity. Triumvirate of bog dwellers compelled by sinister forces rather than by freedom. Tizo makes clear he has no love of Imhilde. Although the rites dictate she cannot harm you bodily, with her, best not take unnecessary chances. We'll take what chances we can get in all of this. Everyone, it's time.
Why, you made it, reader. Made it all the way to the detestable pit of Melith.
Melith.
In doing so, of course, you have disturbed your ancient adversaries, the Withdrawn. The deranged witch who leads them has big plans in store, should she prevail in all this.
Okay.
Now, as you know, I normally would wish you a shameful defeat.
Tak.
But in this case, I wish you a little bit of luck.
Aw, how nice. The Chrome Hulde sees your companions gathered by their pyre. A little flame as that shall never warm you here, much less survive the night. Hear us, Islet. Make the Nightwing suffer. Rusky trots forward from your ranks. Listen here, you old bag. You don't scare any of us one bit. You or your buddy Islet. Now we doing this or what? Question hangs in the air for longer than it's comfortable. It does seem to have withdrawn Udmilde's attention, however, Whiskey begins to squirm a bit. Then Umilde moves her slender fingers to her mask.
Foolish, Isla Sogro. Isla Sogro. Isla Sogro. Isla Sogro. Your little flame has died. That's so precious.
Did you get that? Jesus, they're hot. True. Everyone's hot in this game. It's insane. Udmilde slides off towards her followers. Rookie remains motionless for a time. Whoops.
The rite shall begin forthwith.
Okay. We probably got to take you since you're the only one that didn't lose hope in this whole shebang.
Tizo.
Tijo. Who else do we bring? Dog got new thing, so let's bring Dog. Hey, it's Rookie. And then we bring Annoying Girl. Hang on. This puts whoever has it back to where they were at least. Let's bring Girl. Zay. Jay.
Very well.
As the age scribes, once vanquished this wish, so shall we prevail. Can you stop talking?
No matter where we go, it's not so much here to everything.
Why is Oh no, I fucking just.
Now
Okay.
it begins in earnest.
Oh no. I'm just gonna.
How
Just gonna
sad
blast
would
them all.
withdraw. 'Tis taken. The flame is stricken.
What?
Oh. With
Freaking
grace.
dunked on.
That's it.
Oh no. Why am I missing part of my team? Who do you think you are?
Boo.
Wait, why is my dog not coming back?
Such a display.
Where's Rookie at?
Out with Rookie. So it is.
Freaking Giga dunked on. Stop talking. So much, dude.
The left part of your touch. A flash within the real. Repeated this word. As left part. That's all I coffee. As such practice at his mouth.
Oh.
The witch invokes a profane name I shan't repeat. Best
Oh, no.
beware of foul sorceries. Extinguish now their pyre, righteous fire. Now end the ceremony.
Oh shit. No. Ooh. Almost had me there.
Get out, Tizo. White foul.
Oh, my dudes are dead. My dudes are dead. Why is... I don't understand why Ruki's not respawning. Do I gotta collect this? Nope, that puts me farther away. Okay. Ruki just doesn't respawn for some reason.
Now then.
Oh, you bastard. Oh, frag me. You got no one down here, you bozos. Oh.
Poor Ruki. There goes Tizo.
Oh my god, my dudes. They're all dead.
Your flames grow weak.
Oh god. What the? Okay.
Such fervor. And it is done.
Didn't the witch curse him to be Ripperoni? Oh, maybe.
Again prevailed. They brushed aside
Your dog
their
doesn't like your
adversaries
shitting while
without
talking
too
voice.
much
I don't
trouble.
like it either, honestly.
The right is done.
Alright, it's done. Praise everyone's courage against Und Milde and the Withdrawn. See, those bog dwellers, they're just a bunch of hissy talk. The scribes, they vanquished their slash just as we prevailed tonight. No, shut up.
At last, we have found it, and the dead shall be remembered dead. Every force shall be consumed, and everything around it from the soil to the oceans and sea.
Boundless are the teachings of the scribes.
You're concerning my dog? Alright, well, that should
Until
hopefully be the last time we have
next
to do that.
round.
I'm sorry, dog. Having prevailed against the Withdrawn in a convincing manner, you and the others have some moments to recover from the ordeal in the relative safety of the Black Wagon. Joe, when can we get out of here? That was not his voice. So, when can we get out of here? What green had enough of Middleton's hospitality for the time? Oh, Jody, yeah, thanks, I'm good. The waiter and the stars will point the way as ever. It's just so far. We kept on going north, if that's the case again this time. The Sea of Solace spreads north and west from here for untold leagues. I could not tell you when last a vessel dared to sail those waters. Possible oceanic expanse pockmarked by crude little islets. Attempts to sail across the drowned sea do not usually turn out so well. Pfft. I sailed the Kronos. I think I can handle it. You know what? I think I can probably handle it. Cat must be like, what a freak. I don't. Not even in here right now. She's had enough of it already. Tizo asserts himself during the conversation. Brad, you retired from sailing. What is the matter, little one? Tizo is trying to get you to come look at something outside the wagon. Reader, please go see what he wants. You excuse yourself and follow the imp into the dark of night. Find Zay and the lone minstrel already gazing up at the stars. Can you not read the stars yourself, then, Mr. Minstrel?
Fortadira.
I fear it is not so simple as matters of can or cannot when it comes to me, say. We shall see what the reader has to say, for this is her charge. And here she is, in fact. Thanks for fetching her, Tizo. Tizo is happy to have obliged the lone minstrel. Reader, it would seem the skies have cleared to some extent. Please look upon the stars and see where they compel us to go next. You look toward the heavens. Seek now your destination. Hopefully we're not going north, because that's where the sea is. I would hate to have to show off my 6 sailing skills. It looks like we may be going north. The zero star burns bright over the ruins of a lost frigate in the Sea of Solace. Wow! Those born under it tend to be rather complicated. What the heck? The natural exuberance. Already read that one. You're cool, calm, and collected. Bing. I no longer believe in your ability. Flowers. I sailed to Kronos. I could do anything. Right's beckon you still further north toward the middle of the Sea of Solace. That's not good. You're joking, right, sister? Does the reader seem the joking type to you, Green Tail? We did not argue with the stars. You talk like we can't just go right out into the water. Pardon my interruption, though. Perhaps we can. Say what? My client Sandalwood, he has a way of anticipating such eventualities. Westafir lies a place called Big Bertrude's. The proprietor is an old companion of his. She may be able to assist us. A small bog dweller, outpost at the edge of the sea. All sorts of contraband used to come through there, some of it fatal if touched or nailed. Headwind's smile returns. That sounds like our best shot right now. Let's back it up and move as soon as possible. What have you done lately in sailing besides get blown up and killed by some crazy crew member who is really good looking? That didn't happen. That's a lie. Greetings, reader. It is good that you are here, for there is something that I wish to tell you privately. Do you have a moment? I shall not keep you long, though I know your time is precious. Nah, fuck off. I don't want to hear what you gotta say. You bid him to continue and make clear your interest in whatever he has to say. Very well, and thank you for your time, and I should further note, matters that pertain directly to the rights I must reveal to you alone, for thus I am obliged. In any case, when you confronted the withdrawn and witch Udmilde, you might recall she tended to invoke a certain name, Islach, the Astroborn. I hesitate to say it even now. You would be forgiven if you took the ravings of Udmilde for mere nonsense. Near nonsense is what I... Thanks, brain. However, her words, as it turns out, ring with a certain truth. Before the union of the 8 scribes, when first they found themselves here in the downside, this land was even less hospitable, if that can be believed. It was ruled over by the great titans. The one called Islach was the eldest and most fearsome of the lot. Colossal monsters that once roamed the downside. The scribes together slew them one by one, and through this forged their bonds. Wow. Almost like the Greek myths that Hades was based off of. Real creative, Supergiant. Just make a game about people who slayed great titans, and then make a game about people who slayed great titans. Real creative of you. Bunch of lazy devs, you know? Gosh. Just the same, the scribes managed to defeat it. They later used Islach's own hide and ichor to bind their book of rights. However, Islach did not truly die, for by some accounts it seems to be incapable of death. The creature is regenerating even now, though very, very slowly. Its vow is to devour this land and everything in it. Only then can it return unto whatever plane that banished it to ours. So in a way, it is an exile, just like you. If ever should the creatures be reborn, it shall be many ages hence. Thus the ravings of Woodmilde are more or less inconsequential for the while. Yet the history of Islach is inexorably linked to the rites, and therefore must be known. I trust your research of the book shall lead you to discover more in time. I hope all this is of some reassurance, and now I leave you to your more immediate concerns. Shall go check to see how everyone is faring at this time. Heads out into the evening, bidding you a good rest of the evening. By the way, Brett, did you forget? Did I forget what? Hey, again, my lovely reader! How may I be of service? Truly a Canadian? Oh, are you saying because of 9/11? Oh shit. 10 more minutes and it's 9/11 on 9/11. That's sick. Did I forget 9/11? Yes. Are you sloshing all the way across the flagging hands right now? A hideous place, or so I understand, for I can neither see it nor experience its wondrous aroma, as you surely can, although perhaps you are accustomed to it now. The night wings of the past misliked this place, of that I can assure you. We share a common misery. Now please leave me to mine, unless there is a service you require me to render at this time. You don't got a scribe trial for me? I don't got any questions for you. Come visit me again sometime when you need further practice. Continue the journey. Let's go down to Big Bertrude's. This is the place. Let us go to see my client's companion as soon as you are ready. Seek Big Bertrude. Oh no. Big Bertrude is a sickly gathering of bog dwellers who stay within shadows, yet you can feel their eyes surveying everything. The lone minstrel steps forward. Sandalwood sent us. Those words are enough to make the bog dwellers snap to attention. They emerge from the mud and dark and begin inspecting your black wagon with their strange tools. Oh no, they're hot. One of the bog dwellers slithers forth. She is larger than the rest and leaves no doubt that she commands the others. I don't got a voice for this. That doesn't just sound like the other voices. I have like 3 voices and they just change pitch. If that even. Thou speakest the name Sandalwood. We would know his whereabouts. Reveal them to us. Good day to you, Big Bertrude. It is a pleasure to meet you at last, for Sandalwood always spoke highly of you and your handiwork. Shit is whack, yo. I gotta make a chart of all this way. What, of all the people? Yeah, he did he? Indeed, we know who thou must be. Yet thou speakest of the past, Sandalwood doth ye live. Speak plain and quickly. To be quite frank with you, madam, I do not know for certain, for I have been part from him for some time, carrying out his will. Though I have every faith that Sandalwood lives. As for his current whereabouts, I understand that he awaits us somewhere near Wikingwood, beyond the waters. Labyrinth of a forest on the western half of Black Basin, few know their way around it. Path to this sacred Mount Alodio lies far beyond these suffering woods. We wish to seek him there, though. As you can see, our wagon is ill-suited for the task. The one called Bertrude frowns at this, studying the lone minstrel all the while. Indeed, then leave us. Return at dawn, that is all. By your grace, Big Bertrude. The one minstrel turns away, but Hedwyn stops him. Oh God, are you sure about this? Leaving the wagon in their care? All shall be in accordance with my client's plan. You keep going, Sandalwood, your client. We must reward you well. In a manner of speaking, he helped me find a sense of purpose I thought lost. Edwin nods at him, then turns to you. Well, my friend, I guess we'll see what happens, right? I'm off to let the others know. Find yourself with time for your vocations while the bog dwellers go about their business. Posted something in your Discord under pictures. It's me right now. Hang on. It's downright whack. Making a chart full of this whack. You know, that looks just like you too. It's crazy. You got like a... Are you making like a cork board with like red lines, red string attached to people's faces and their backstories and everything? Fucking absolutely. I want to play through the Metal Gear games and do that on stream at some point. I'll have to get a camera if I do though. Just try to make sense of that absolute insane story. I don't think I care much about that. Gotta bust out the conspiracy theory wall. Teach your fellow exiles of the old ways to raise their individual rank in the rights more quickly. Learn your skills as a reader to grant small global bonuses to your fellow exiles during... I'm gonna do this one again. I feel like this could be better overall. But who do we mentor? I guess who's the lowest? Looks like Zay is. Let's freaking mentor Zay. Get mentored. Me? Of course, please tell me something I don't know. Well, there's lots of it. Sit down with Zay to go over some of the subtler aspects of the rites, such as the state of banishment and how to return from it. You sense she is beginning to understand. Bing. Yo, rank 3, let's freaking go. The 8 scribes, they so inspire me, and now I feel that I've grown somehow. Closer to them, maybe? Alright. Oh, okay, so you can go into the other trees. Cool. So it shows nearby adversaries. Jumps and power jumps faster than usual. Usually jumps or sprints is virtually amazing. No, don't sit with me, cat. Not right now. This. Oh, I think on it. I think that I don't like being banished very much. Alright. Okay. Okay. One minstrel find you early the next day. Reader, it is ready. Please come have a look. The others are already there. One minstrel beckons you to come see the wagon. Where do we sleep overnight? Oh, look at that. Light wagon appears different now than it did even a day before. The hall is fully sealed and reinforced, and all manner of nautical equipment adorns the port side. Whoa. Do people seeing this? I'm gonna have a look around. The wagon should be fit for sea voyage. Let us depart at your earliest convenience. What about Big Bertrude? She then appears as if on cue. Don't they say no more? He owes us twice over. I don't remember if that was her voice, but that's her voice now. If I may, Big Bertrude, you could tell yourself if you wish to accompany us in our voyage north. Our group would welcome someone of your vast experience. Did he make flirtations upon us? Yo, you flirting with Bertrude? Get it, boy. No, enough. But should ye see that Sandalwood, I tell him also to come and visit us again now. Be gone from here and tell no one that we were paid in favors. Oh, he didn't want to fuck. That's too bad. She slithers off. Another word. Soon the lone minstrel breaks the silence. We are fortunate that she assisted us, but we should go. Just as she said, I know the navigational controls and shall explain. This is so exciting. I don't know how to swim. Scree. Izo seems to share Zay's enthusiasm for heading out to sea. I am beginning to feel ill already. Satsal! Worm golf. We've not yet been to this region of the downside. Before she left, Big Bertrude shared knowledge of a current that should draw you out to sea. Yo, we going to Kronos. Again. Your companions watch the sea as your wagon rolls over the gentle waves. We have crossed into Worm Gulf. I hope that all of you are acclimating well. There is no acclimating to these worm-infested waters. We risk everything to sail here. As long as we follow the cold current Big Bertrude indicated, we shall be safe. If the next right is in the middle of the sea, how will our adversaries meet us there? They shall find their way as we may find ours. It is all part of the scribe's design. Now, reader, please confirm the next point on our sea journey. We seek the Hulk of Oreos. It doesn't say Oreos. According to the stars, the next right shall soon commence here. The carcass of the doomed exploring vessel Dazraban, lost in the waters of the downside. Having an issue with voice meter where every time I open a program it bugs out and makes everything robotic. It has made your voice overs rather interesting. No, that's just my voice. That's not voice meter doing that, that's me. I thought about trying to use some of the effects from voice meter, but I can't like click out of this game without like pausing it and whatnot. So I don't have anything that like can quickly change my voice and add effects, but I know voice meter does have like some sort of quick things. Wagon continues rolling gently across the waves, which seems due a welcome change of pace after having come from flagging hands not very long ago. However, Jodariel seems more concerned now than before and paces ceaselessly. When she notices Ruki, she stops him for some questioning. Rintel, how is he doing? Oh, Edwin? Oh, he's pretty much the same. Been up all night reaching into the waters, if I had to guess, his first time out at sea. His first? She turns to you. Reader, please check on Headwind when you have the opportunity. He requires our support, and we require his swift recovery. You wish them a good afternoon as you go check up on the others in the group. Later, you find Headwind looking out of sorts. Oh, my friend, it's just the sea hasn't been good for me, I guess. It's funny, all this trouble, just get back to the Commonwealth of all places. Hey, tell me something. What do you miss the most about that place? Edwin wants to know what you miss about your past life. Your book collection. I'm sure is highly illegal, though just the same, you must having had access to those volumes. The few friends you had, your life was almost always difficult, but several of your longtime confidants did help you get by. Perhaps the food, your mouth waters at the thought of it, at least compared with what passes for sustenance here. Nothing springs to mind. I'm gonna say the freaking food, dude. Trust him that you do miss Commonwealth cuisine, now that you often get to eat your full fill of it or anything. The food, that's a surprise. I always thought the food was terrible. I hope you're not offended. I think maybe you haven't tried real food. One day if we luck out and find ourselves decent ingredients, I'll cook something for you, okay? Anyway, I'll be fine, I think. Thank you for checking up on me. Sends wishes to be alone. There's not much to be done for him for now. It appears Headwind is too ill to conduct the next rite. May he soon get well. I'm sorry for my interruption, Rita. Please again confirm the next point on our voyage. Ah, yes, the illusion of choice. Praise Grace, the sea didn't know it was so beautiful. Having escaped the waters of Worm Gulf, you now can see that what must be the Hawk of Oars, far off on the horizon. Not everyone has taken well to the sea voyage, however. Is wondering if Headwind is feeling better. He requires further rest, Tizo. All we can do is to wish him a swift recovery. Rita, madam, from this point our voyage must diverge from Bertrude's instructions. Please consult with your companions about which course to take. The north current toward the Hawk of Oars runs as quick as Under King Oars himself. Zay believes that the 8 scribes shall bless you here. The south current toward the Hawk of Oars teems with fish and other sea life. Wants to fish for something tasty. I mean, we did just talk about food with Headwind. So maybe we go fishing and stick to our thoughts of food. Who doesn't love going fishing, you know? Sea is peaceful for the most part, save for occasional strange shimmers beneath the surface. You realize the lone minstrel is looking down at them along with you. Those shapes down there, some must be worms of the Sea Dominion cast into exile. Vast and war-torn undersea region known home to untold numbers of amphibious worms. Having conquered their waters, the worms clambered onto the Commonwealth shores in search of new wars. New wars? What the fuck? I understand they tirelessly fought the Commonwealth's wars, having grown weary of their own. They must make worthy adversaries. Scraha! So it appears to have spotted something tasty. He dives without warning into the depths below. And there he goes again. That one enjoys being at sea despite its perils. Eventually the limp resurfaces, clutching something in its claws. Could always sell it. Sure could. Alright, with the Hulk of Oars, after journeying across the sea, it seems the next rite is to commence here soon. There's no sign of your next adversaries yet. Hey, Slug Market Man. Hey. Oh, hey, guys. Funny running into you here right in the middle of the drink. Know what I mean? A customer say, so have a look. I'll give you a good deal. Aura casting raises the bear's maximum range plus 8%. That seems pretty good. I'll sell you a little fishy. Oh.
Great taste.
Great choice. This guy's the best character. I don't care what anyone says. It's only 15.
Great taste.
Great dice. Give me. I think we're gonna buy this too.
Great taste.
Oh, the great dice. That's 200.
Mama sanctifies.
So we see you guys. Alright. I'm gonna go hit the bathroom real quick before we start this. He's running through me. Okay, I'm back. There's more things to click on here. Oh, what? Oh no. Oh, you just keep right on ringing that bell, sister. Keep at it. He seems to be taking issue with your frivolous use of the nautical bell, although, after all, there is no sign of nautical emergency nor a prepared meal. Oh, I know it's not mealtime. It's fine. I'm starting to really enjoy the constant ringing sound, though. Not that it doesn't mean anything to me or anyone anymore. Besides, ringing that bell is probably some pretty good exercise, right? It's good training for my ears, too, you know. We curs have ultra-sensitive hearing, don't you? Oh, not anymore, I don't. Anyway, thanks, I mean that. Storm's off. Oh, good. Okay. He reappears laughing heartily. He was only joking. What the frick? What the flip? Silver cudgelhead. Limbless, cold-blooded creature rescued from the sea. It is fully grown and has led a rich life. I break the glass it's in. These are the masks and robes whose old engravings and embroidery suggest a formal purpose. Some of the garments are massive, while others are so small they might fit a child. Okay. Let us talk to Joe Dario. Peter, a moment of your time. Ask what is on her mind. Edward, he is beginning to recover from his illness. However, its sudden onset serves as a reminder, I believe. I have known Edwin since he was a child. Even now, I hesitate to say that he has grown. Nevertheless, there are such things that even I would never say to him directly. For instance, I struggle with his confidence at times. Whether he leads us to our freedom or our doom, I am ambivalent. Speaking not a word of this to him, of course, in case that is unclear. I shall tell him in my own way, if and when the time requires. In any case, when times remind me of his mortal weaknesses, I end up having to consider what should happen should we become separated permanently. He trails off for a while. What I meant to say is, you shall know that I am fully pledged now to this quest of ours. However, whether Hedwyn is the one to lead us to its end or not, I have my reasons. One of them is him. Expect the same holds true for you. That's all I wish to say. Take care, reader. She nods and brushes past you towards the door. Alright. Socks is one of the utmost audio experts I know, so if Socks himself doesn't know what's up, I don't know. Pat Joda's head. Don't pat Joda's head. She's a demon. Socks doesn't know shit about anything. He may seem like he does, but let me tell you a little trade secret. He doesn't know what he's doing. Nobody knows what they're doing. Saki knows the true spirit of New York. True. Unlike you, Canadian. True. So true. It's kind of worrying me that this is still only at 1. How long is this game? Because I think when I looked it up, it said it's only like 9 hours. But this doesn't feel like it's only 9 hours. Emperor Solimer, no, not of this. Of course, his expedition yielded not the treasure he desired, but brought him closer to his country than he had ever been before. Maybe it speeds up. It probably does. And that's not to say I'm not enjoying the game. I just don't have that many voices in me. As he traveled down the river, Sklarian, in pursuit of greed, he found instead an inkling of shame. He saw the sunken faces of his people, heard their words for him. In time, he could not ignore it, and it provided more than he could bear. The river finally claimed him, his belongings, and his retinue. Once the people heard, I understood. They cried with joy. Perhaps he ought to have perished, but the mercy shown to him, I think, is what transformed him. Okay. Commence the right. I also don't know if I can do a full 8 hour of voices. So we might have to do like half this, half something else when we play it. Or I just give up on voices, but I don't want to give up on voices. Having landed at the Hulk of Oars, you and your fellow exiles now anticipate the hour that the rites are to commence again. What do you think, Tizo? Don't I look just like Mr. Hedwyn? Cool. I was worried that Hedwyn is still feeling unwell. Wait, I think... What's that? Is that a worm? Serpentine creature emerges from the water, followed by several others of its kind. You recognize it as a worm of the Sea Dominion. Oh. What they're all doing here, you see plain by their ritual raiments. The nearest one somehow loosens its mask. Oh no, he's hot. Good sirs and good ladies. So it is you that heed the summons to glorious competition against this knight and his brigade. Well then, let us do battle now without delay. More than our freedom is at stake here, but our very honor. And this knight fully intends to reclaim his. Oh, and lest this knight forget, he is called Sir Gilman, who salutes you all on behalf of the Pyre Hearts. Until the contest. He is a once proud knight of the Sea Dominion on a self-made quest to regain his honor. A triumvirate of worm knights who perceive the rites as great battles to be won. Flashes out of view just as the stars above begin to shimmer with strange light. Okay. Okay. Boo ba boo ba boo ba boo.
Relentless, aren't we, reader?
We sure are.
Even the vastness of the sea was not enough to thwart your coming here unto the Hulk of Orus.
Ores?
It would be
It's not
wise
ores?
not to underestimate your adversaries here, despite their pitiable look. I am, of course, referring to the Pyre Hearts. These rites are but another war to them, and that makes you their mortal enemy.
Good.
I expect your battle to be glorious.
I'm gonna frag out. Your fellow exiles are gathered on the rotting deck of the Hulk of Ores. As your adversaries clamber into view, Rookie paws up to them. So, what you worms even doing out here? Can't you just swim back to the Commonwealth or the Sea Dominion, or wherever it is you're from? Haha! An excellent point. It seems that when these adversaries in the rites are clever, wouldn't you say, sire? Just get rid of them. Alright, yeoman. As your commanding officer, this knight hereby commands it. Hark! This knight wishes to introduce his noble commander. No worm knight in history has withstood as many front-line battles. Doff your helm, sire, as is our custom. May our adversaries tremble at the sight of you. Sir Gilman attends to his commander's mass display his protest. Oh no, he's not hot. Oh wait, give this knight his mask. This knight hereby presents to you the great Sir Deluge. A noble visage, is it not? He's a pretty petty-worn knight of the Sea Dominion who somehow survived countless battles. Sir Deluge trembles and squirms. So yes, you can swim or no? Ah, of course we knights can swim. All knights of the Sea Dominion can. But we are exiles in this land, the same as ye. We can swim, 'tis true, but 'tis summarily impossible to swim back up the river down which we were flushed to end up here. Nay, there's but one way to return. Silence, Galban! Nobody cares, but back to your post. Sir Gilman hesitates, but does as he's told. This knight knows who you are, Nightwings, and he is not afraid of you. Somehow climbs back into his mask and coils up to his full height. Now on guard! Exiles of the Worm Triumvirate take their positions as you focus on the Book of Rites. Peter, Hedwin's illness means he cannot help us here. He shall be counting on us. Okay.
Now we shall get started.
And keep his specific thing. Okay, he doesn't have anything else. So we can't take Hedwin. Do we just keep him again and just keep blowing people up and give money for it? I think it's funny that way, and then we can use this. We never do use it, but we should. Take Tizo. 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 Didn't level again? She's like right there. Alright, well maybe we take Dog and her and try to get them leveled more, because I think they get more experience when they actually participate. What are you pointing at? Oh, that's not Stardust game, you bozo. You so dumb. Raise the bear's maximum range. What if we give... It didn't change anything. Cool. Good use of that. Have more presence so that you just take up the whole field when you do stuff. Joe Dariel.
Rookie. It is done.
No way these Worm Knight bozos are faster than me. Is that true, Rookie? Gentlemen, the status report. What is the enemy's position? They now stand ready to confront us, sire. A very brave triumvirate they seem to this knight's eye. For brave, air-sucking monsters all, one and all. Pyre hearts, be ready.
Now begin.
You're freaking dunked on already. You losers.
Now go. Rookie doubts
No, these
the
guys
adversary's
are not
flames.
very good.
Ferocity
Just freaking
unbridled.
fragging out over here.
Deliverance.
Was dangerously close.
No.
Demon is banished. A swift recovery.
Yeah, now. What the fuck is happening?
Yes.
See, now Imp is not coming back.
Resplendent.
I don't understand. Gilman, your farm is sloppy. Fight them as though your miserable life is on the line. Your words do wound me, sire. This knight gives every right his very, very best. Though perhaps we do have much to learn from such a brave triumvirate as the one for whom we now face. Whose side are you on? Then get out there and vanquish them at once. Notice the Pyre seem to be too busy arguing to pay you any attention. Okay. Cool.
There seems to be dissension in your adversary's ranks. 'Tis little
Yeah,
wonder
I'm
these
thinking-
fool worm knights are no longer fit
Oh.
to serve the Commonwealth.
Try and toss it from here? No! Hang on. I'm gonna blast him. Get freaking blasted.
Hearts banished to the last. Now, and it is done. The Nightwings
If I blow him up with
prevail.
Tizo, then I get more money.
Accomplished effortlessly, I might add. The rite is complete.
He was very pleased to have prevailed against the Worm Knights of the Pyre Hearts. I expected more from the Worm Knights of the Sea Dominion. Those Worm Knights were quick, all right, but Rookie Greentail's quicker. These knight commend you, noble Nightwings. Gloriously fought indeed, and this knight shall wistfully remember this defeat until the end of his days. Silence, Gelman. This is all your fault, and now cavorting with our enemies. How dare you? This knight was but attempting honorary compliments, sire. It is not in the accordance with the rights to praise one's adversaries on a worthy outcome. Oh, worthy? This knight shall show you worthy, you miserable little minnow. You are a failure, Gelman. Get now from this knight's sight.
What stirs now in the hearts of all these
Poor Gelman.
exiles?
Focus, training prowess, the path towards survival on the blood border. These rights make similar demands for us. Oh my god, that's good. The side of the right. Oh, give me this. Well, hello, Hera. Why are you wet? Why is my cat wet? Guys, my cat's wet. Why am I on the screen?
Until the stars align.
Why are you wet? What you do? What? What a freaking weirdo, dude. After prevailing over the Pyre Hearts with great prowess, you at last return to the wagon with your companions. There is little discussion of the Pyre Hearts, who seem to have already swam off toward whoever next the stars directed them. Instead, your fellow exiles' attention turns toward your companion, who was absent from the right. How is Hedwin? The lone minstrel makes a sound, but no words form as of yet. Something is troubling him. I urged him to remain bedridden. And he simply would not listen. I am very sorry, but... Wait, what? Everyone stares at the lone minstrel in stunned silence. One minstrel breathes a heavy sigh. But then... Hey, what's with the long faces, everyone? Minstrel! I should wring that neck of yours! As I was attempting to explain, Hedwin is already up and about, despite my having strongly recommended further rest. Those that are unaccustomed to sea voyage and take ill, they are very likely to experience further symptoms if they do not remain bedridden or at least sedentary. Hedwin is running a considerable risk of having to spend another night in great discomfort. What are you, a doctor? Nay, although I traveled once with one extensively. Look, I appreciate your caution and concern, Derek, but I'm pretty well accustomed to discomfort here, and I had to see how things turned out tonight. I haven't had to stay out of a right like that before. Yeah, you did. We made you sit out in like the second one. Freaking liar. So are you back among the living then, Hedwin? I was just seasick. Nevertheless, your full recovery requires rest. I think we all could use some rest after tonight. Anyway, thank you everyone for your concern. I'm sorry that I worried you or caused you further burden. Turns to you. My friend, what do you say we figure out where to go next? I'm beginning to miss being on solid ground. Oh, I'm outside where the night sky awaits. Hey, I wanted to thank you for conducting the right back there without me being there. I could rest easy knowing you and the others would get through it. Anyway, I'll leave you to your reading. Can't begin to imagine where we'll be off to next, where we'll pass anywhere in the downside I've ever been. Even Jody hasn't gone this far. I bid you a good evening as you turn your attention back to the sky. Stars shine down upon you. Seek again your destination. Cool. The Olden Star. Star of the Black Saddle. Those born under it are skilled negotiators. Devoted and faithful. Ooh. Still further north then. Not simply north. This shall prove difficult. What's the problem? Our destination is beyond the deathless tempest. A vessel such as ours has little hope of traversing it intact. A tempest raging in the Sea of Solace, seemingly for all eternity. The storm that arose after the death of the sea titan, Unfathomed Plurns, never has entirely subsided. Can we go around it? Given our confrontation with the Pyre Hearts, our chances back in worm-held waters would be even worse. Come on, people. It'll be just another day in the downside. Go get yourself some sleep while we still can. Bet you'll feel better in the morning. Your optimism is infectious, isn't it? You all concur that rest is in order for the sea journey that has been taxing to everyone. Come daybreak, you shall have to find a way to sail past the deathless tempest. Oh, we got The bird wants to talk to us. Tizo has been in a rather cheerful mood since being out at sea and seems pleased to see you. Kree is grateful at having had the opportunity to catch a fish for old time's sake. Kriok is asking if you want to know why he loves fishing so much. Since his inquiry is rhetorical in nature, so you anticipate his response. Oh, loves catching fish because he hates them and everything they stand for. What the fuck? Dude, a fish hater? We got a racist on board? He has devoted his life to the eradication of their kind ever since they killed the salmon. What the fuck, dude? Seems on the verge of tears, though as far as you are aware, imps cannot cry. And he leers at you, eyes wide, expecting a response. It seems he told you a joke. How to respond to Tito's attempt at humor? I'm gonna smile and nod. Smile and nod in the most encouraging way possible, but without being sincere about it, following Tito's joke. Stares at you sidelong for a moment. Rock? Admits the real reason he loves catching fish is because Falcon Ron pays a lot of soul for them. Alright. I can agree with that. Anything for Falcon Ron, honestly. Gain +1 hope. Let's see what she's up to. What brings you to me this time, my dear reader? She still doesn't have a scribe trial? There is an undulation I have sensed, reader, which means I think that your black wagon sails the sea. Am I not right? Of course I am. She laughs at this, or at it herself, perhaps. I scarce remember the sea. It has been a little while since I bathed in it, you understand. My memories of it are wistful nonetheless, although if I remember correctly, the Sea of Solace is a disgusting mockery of the Emerald Seas nearer to the Empire. Empire Star dominated the known world for millennia till the doomed region of Solium Mur. Never shall we make the wicked errors of our predecessors, the Archjustice Androbiles the Fourth? Do be careful out there, will you? Now let me cease my prattling, lest I extend my sentence by another such eternity or two. We had best stick to business. Alright. Farewell. You know where to find me. Megadrock, the north current toward Stormwall, passes by old carcasses of ships long gone. Rookie spotted wreckage in the area and believes there could be valuables to find. South current towards Stormwall brims with large sea creatures. Tizo seems very eager to see the wagon head in this direction. Well, we caught fish with Tizo earlier, so let's do what Rookie wants. He's a good puppers. Remnants of a shattered fleet do little to raise the confidence of your companions, given that the massive deathless tempest rages to the north, not far from your position. We ought to be more concerned with that storm than in finding trinkets. Greentail. Oh, relax, Jody, and let me do my job. I don't show up when you're out there keeping watch and start telling you to come off it. Now, do I? You interrupt me in the middle of my work no fewer than 4 times per day. I go on like this for some time before turning to you. Investigating the wreckage is going to take time, but you may find something to show for it. Continue searching the wreckage? Yes, why not? Suggested it may be worthwhile to continue searching through the wreckage. After having come this far, Rookie grins wide. Knew you'd see it my way, sister. Now let's see what we can get. After an exhaustive search, oh, sorry, sister. I think I was just chasing the refraction of the sun or something. There's nothing down there. Chidario fumes at all of this, but says nothing. Nice. Get frecked, loser. You
and your companions look upon the deathless tempest. Stars demand you sail beyond it, yet the very thought of it is beyond reason. Then something in the nearby water stirs, and from it springs something familiar. Hold, good ladies and good sirs, this knight beseeches you to hear him, if you please. What is it now, Worm? The rites are ended. We have no further need of you. Oh, but you do, and in turn this knight has further need of you, good lady. Out with it, then. Let us be joined! Let this knight join you, please! Can you believe this, Headwind? Not really, no. Hey, look ye not so surprised. Your valor in the rites did stir this poor knight's soul. He swears to you upon his long-lost honor as you would be knight-errant of the sea dominion, that he shall serve you to the end. What about your other worm friends back there, the Pyres? They are base cowards! They're based cowards? That's sick. This knight can no longer abide such spineless characters, having witnessed true glory in our clash upon the Hulk of Oz. Never before have we been trounced so thoroughly. And furthermore, this knight shall aid your passage through the deathless tempest. It is not so that you seek passage to the north. With this knight's aid, you shall achieve your wish. Sir Gilman continues to persuade you for quite some time. He seems to know a way to cross the storm. Some sort of long-held secret among worms exiled through these waters. Dodoriel pulls the rest of you aside after Edwin gives her a look. Are you most sure that Sandalwood would want this thing along? Mostly sure. Sandalwood wants someone for each mask, and this one seems about as good as we're going to get. Dodoriel glowers. Glowers? 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 Back at the worm, who tried his best to look presentable. Me? No, with a G, Flowers, not F. Edwin is more gracious. He tells Sir Gilman that if he promises to help you cross the deathless tempest, he can come along for now. This knight is overjoyed, and he hereby swears to see you pass the storm. Though first this knight requires your consent, give unto this knight your blessing, in the name of the Nightwings, and thus shall we go forth. Seems to be asking your permission for something. Yeah, sure, why not? So we're going to say something in response. Sir Gilman cries out in triumph. He vanishes into the depth, yet through this close encounter with him, you cling to some sense of where he is going and what he intends to do. Sir Gilman is determined to help you cross the deathless tempest. Help him see his mission through. Trying to prove himself to you and the Nightwing, Sir Gilman emerges somewhere in the outer reaches of the Sea of Solace and calls to you. Master Rita, if you can hear this knight, then he implores you now, lend him your guidance. This knight's objective ought to be not far east of here. Today we shall bring peace to this embroiled sea. Know, however, that among this knight's brethren, the actions we are about to take are highly forbidden, but they are highly just. Thus, Sir Gilman sets forth to quell the storm that rages to the north. Traversing the reef. Oh, okay. Hark! Yonder lie the foul spawn of the unfathomed Flurns, boiling the seas with their wrath. Exiled worms with these waters long have harbored these abominations, using them to bar passage through the downside channels for any save this knight's of kind. Begone now from here, friends. This night shall finish what the Underking's oars started. Oh. are these freaking bozos? Oh, they're right there, you traitorous slug. How dare you turn your back on this knight to your superior? Superior by rank no longer, for we no longer serve the Commonwealth. That's knight. Checked. Here you hold no sway over this knight. And what have you done to respond? Have you no honor left at all? This knight has done that which required doing. His honor cannot sink much lower anyhow. He figured this would be an ideal time to free himself from servitude to you. Why, you dare to staunch the tempest from those night wings. Good Sir Deluge. This knight was born to dare. Now come and fight this knight if so you dare as well. Pyre, banish him. This is an order. Banish the Pyre. Oh, I've been murdered. It will be inferior even amongst the weakest of our kind. Gilman! Where did you go? Gilman! The Sir Gilman's banishment served as a perfect ruse for him to elude his adversaries and return to his newfound allies. Oh. This knight would say it is an honor serving you, Deluge. But that would be a bald-faced lie. And yet another stain upon this blackened reputation. Till we meet again. Oh, you lowly traitor. This knight will have your head, Gilman. Yeah, Gilman. As the day wears on, there's still no sign of the Worm Knight. Your companions grow restless, but then... Ow! This knight returns with newfound tales to tell and new scars to show for them. Sir Gilman is sopping wet and visibly shaken. He struggles to maintain decorum. He is, in short, the very image of a Worm Knight. And more importantly, that little tempest ought to no longer pose a threat for now. Behold! As if on cue, the deathless tempest begins to simmer and subside. Let's freaking go, dude. Would you look at that? He really did it. Of course, this knight did it. Now, if it would be alright with you, this knight could really use some shut-eye. Worm Knight then collapses in exhaustion. You and Hedwyn help him up. A deal's a deal, Sir Gilman. Welcome to the Night Wings. Huzzah! Join the group. He also revealed the path north for you. Bid him welcome.